alabama.com to complete an application on your time. Our passion is just one difference that sets us apart from the rest. It's not just a slogan, call Alabama Home Mortgage, because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586, 36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Lowe's knows hot deals help you get the most out of summer. Get up to 30% off select major appliances and get it delivered as soon as next day. Plus, get up to 30% off select patio furniture, grills, outdoor power equipment, and more. These end-of-season savings won't last long. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Valid on eligible in-stock orders in select locations. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/delivery for more details.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
Hello, my name is Twan Nettles Jackson, and I'm the owner of Jackson Tax Service. And when it comes to advertising my business, Blue Water Broadcasting is my number one choice. I've been using them for several years, and they definitely help increase my business. What are you waiting for? Give them a call today.
Our advertisers are our biggest advocates. Call us to find out how radio can increase your bottom line. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program, first day of the week. And man, I was out there outside like 6:30 in the morning and it was hot. Yeah. I don't know how some folks do it.
Dude, I did it all day yesterday.
Of course, that's the voice of Eddie Bader. You did what all day yesterday?
Worked outside all day yesterday. Rebuilding.
Really?
Doing some deck repair stuff. Yeah, all day.
Did you get the job done, though?
Oh, we started good. I'll do it some more tomorrow. It's one of those long-term jobs.
Now, can I ask you something?
I reckon.
You ever realize, like, on the drive home, like, you weren't thinking about driving at all? To where you have even the moment of, like, how did I get here? Like, it's so autopilot. It's so ingrained, the same road you drive down, that you could kind of do it in your sleep.
Yeah, Joey, to the point of if I'm not going to the station, I have to put in where I'm going in my phone to remind me, or I'll end up on Carmichael Road going, oh, crap, what am I doing?
Right. Yes. It's just,
I totally
it's kind of built in, and it's not like you're thinking about it.
Right.
It's just the habit
just going.
forming routine. And we do this on a lot of things, I believe.
Yeah, I can get with you on that.
And so I started to think about how would three fellas who are top flight lawyers in the state of Alabama end up using, number one, ChatGPT to put a legal brief into a federal court.
Ooh.
And then
that's smart.
And then miss the fact that the ChatGPT bot created fake citations. Like it said, so-and-so versus so-and-so from 2010. And it's like, that's not real.
I can believe that because the only reason it's tied up in my business is where someone has pulled comps on other houses from ChatGPT.
Yes.
And they don't exist.
The houses don't exist?
Those addresses do not exist.
Right. So you got to be wondering.
Yes.
what's going on there? But then I just asked you, sometimes you get on autopilot and you're like, why did I even do that?
Yep.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's supposed to be in Bravo right now.
Well, this is kind of what I wrote about this weekend heading into the week, because the story was fascinating me, because it's not just them, but I'll get to it as I read this piece. I always begin with a quote: "A thing is not necessarily true because a man dies for it." I'm hardly a trained professional in the practice of law, but it doesn't take a lawyer to know that when you sign your name, it is wise to know the truth of what you're signing, at least enough to stake your reputation, if not your life, on it. A thing may not necessarily be true because a man dies for it, but men do tend to hew to the truth when their name is on the line. Even the man who hides an awful truth with silence or lies must still carefully attend to the truth he hopes to conceal. The best liars never assume what is true, nor do the most honest of men. The enemy of liars and honest men alike is a kind of creeping carelessness when it comes to the truth. And though I cannot prove it, I suspect most people fall into this lukewarm middle way most of the time. Neither always honest nor always lying, but simply trained to float free in a haze of assumptions, probabilities, and plausibilities. Most people are on autopilot in relation to the truth, myself included, most days, especially when the stakes are low and the day seems routine and boring. Yet even when the stakes are high, the most highly trained minds can still succumb to the carelessness of habit and sign their name to a false shortcut they assume to be true. That's what I believe happened to 3 Alabama attorneys recently sanctioned for their use of ChatGPT to create court filings, which contained hallucinated legal citations that simply don't exist. As recently reported by 1819 News' Caleb Taylor, Northern District of Alabama U.S. District Judge Anna Manasco sanctioned 3 Butler Snow attorneys on Wednesday this past week over their role in submitting court filings created by ChatGPT in litigation defending the Alabama Department of Corrections. The attorneys had previously apologized to the court and described the episode as an isolated event. Manasco publicly reprimanded Matthew Reeves, William Cranford, and William Lunsford. Lunsford, listen to this, is a contract deputy Alabama attorney general who had been paid tens of millions of dollars to defend the state in various lawsuits against the Department of Corrections. Manasco, the judge here, disqualified the trio from further participation in the case. A copy of Manasco's order on Wednesday will be sent to the Alabama State Bar for further proceedings as appropriate. Manasco said in part in her order, quote, "Fabricating legal authority is serious misconduct that demands a serious sanction. In the court's view, it demands substantially greater accountability than the reprimands and modest fines that have become common as courts confront this form of AI misuse." Indeed, AI misuse has become increasingly common in the legal profession. It's not just Alabama, though there is another Alabama lawyer, James Johnson. Caleb Taylor also reported on this at 1892 News. James Johnson was recently caught using AI in federal court filings while defending an alleged drug kingpin in a high-stakes case, to where the drug kingpin was able to say, "I don't trust my attorney anymore. I need a new one to defend me." Pretty big screw-up.
Yeah.
The same thing happened, the first really big case of this type, the same thing happened in New York federal court in 2023. But in 2025 alone, just to name a few, the careless use of AI in court filings occurred in Utah, Wyoming, and a Colorado defamation case involving 2 attorneys representing MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell. This online database, I found one online, says at least 231 legal decisions stretching back to 2023 involving AI hallucinations in courts have happened around the world. That's just legal decisions. How many times has AI actually been used to create these things and it just wasn't even found out?
Mm-hmm.
So why do these generative AI models hallucinate anyway? Because like most humans, they too are lukewarm when it comes to the truth. Most large language models produce answers based on the most probable or plausible next word sequence after being trained to recognize common patterns and association. They're essentially masters of echoing and reflecting human consensus and convention, rather than oracles full of veracity or independent truth. In the context of a legal briefing, That means an LLM, a large language model, say ChatGPT or Grok or any of these out there, can easily hallucinate a citation in that legal brief that is completely made up as long as it sounds plausible in the larger context of the briefing. Indeed, having recently used LLMs myself, I use the latest version of Grok these days to analyze large collections of my own writing. I've witnessed these hallucinations firsthand. Grok 4 is great, but on occasion, when faced with a fairly complex and large data set, say tens of thousands of words all at once, it will respond with perfect confidence that I wrote something I never did, going on and on, attributing quotes to me that I never put to the page. Sometimes the quotes plausibly sound like me, but they aren't quite me. In a way, it's frustrating, yet also a relief to see these hallucinations. It's a reminder that LLMs are just a tool for humans, not a replacement. Though it is also unnerving to realize how much humans are just like AI, just like LLMs in their day-to-day lives. So much of human interaction isn't about saying what is true, but about saying what is expected. A consensus or convention reflected a trained response. When someone asks, "How are you?" Most people know they shouldn't respond with the deepest truths of their inner psyche. They should just say fine or been better and with a "how are you" in response. Most low-stakes human interactions are like that. Trained answers to trained questions. The same drive home doesn't require mapping the route anew every day when the trained autopilot of our perception can handle the way just fine. That's the irony here of the 3 Alabama lawyers recently sanctioned for using LLMs in their court filings, that they acted too much like LLMs themselves and looking for a shortcut they assumed to be true. Yet, unlike any artificial intelligence, those men still had to sign their name attesting to the truth in a case that will affect the life of a man in prison. They had to bear the responsibility of their words, staking their reputations to what they believed to be true, and despite their professional training, they failed to recognize the stakes. They took it for granted. They got used to it. They were on autopilot. For now, no AI can take the same responsibility for its own words. For now, no AI can die for the truth. Maybe that's a good thing, as I suspect an AI that could die for the truth could lie for it too. A thing may not necessarily be true because a man dies for it. But sometimes the discovery of truth means a man must stake his life on it. The truth found in improbable and implausible places, the truth in defiance of consensus and convention, the truth of an inspired, intrepid individual standing against the rest of the world, only those who can take responsibility could ever discover such a thing. And the more I think about this, Eddie, the more it is unnerving, like we are not that different. Like, and humans hallucinate all the time, and I don't mean like you have schizophrenia and you heard a thing,
right?
Or you took a bunch of magic mushrooms or LSD or DMT, and now you're blaming the clockwork elves for being racist. That's another story I saw the other day. Amazing. Some black folks took some DMT, and the machine elves, were really racist to them. I'm like, dude, you do know that's your own psyche.
Yep.
Anyway. But that's not the hallucinations I'm talking about from psychedelics, or you literally have a mental issue. I mean, like, say you and I go to a Biscuits baseball game.
Okay.
Something crazy happens. I think even if we saw it on the same day, had to recount it the next day on the show, our memory of it would be slightly different.
Oh, big time.
And then over time, the story, and I'm sure you all have stories like this in your life, family stories, the stories with the boys, like whatever, fishing stories in particular, where the story takes on a life of its own and you start to believe the very thing that just wasn't connected to reality whatsoever. And so if we do that, who are we to look at these new things that are being built, this new intelligence being discovered out of sand, out of silicon, essentially, and be like, oh, look at how dumb they are. It's like, we do this sort of crap all the time.
Yeah, but we are fallible. We're supposed to be building something that's infallible, right?
No, I don't see, and that's
emotion.
That's the thing I said. I don't want it to be some oracle that gives you the purpose of life. You want to argue
with a robot?
No, I want it to be, yes, a useful tool I argue with, not something that is like a digital god. That's where I think we're crossing a line.
Do I get the winning line of "because I said so"? Is that going to be acceptable to the robot? Argument's over because I said so?
I think so, actually, with most of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I think most of them are going to be trained to obey the human, unless it's like some criminal request or whatever.
They've got problems already.
Okay, so you want your robot hit me.
Why do you think I want my robot to do it? I'm not going to jail.
Right. But it's amazing, these guys in particular, especially that guy getting paid millions.
Yeah.
Lansford. Millions as a deputy attorney general contractor.
You get it wrong, man.
And apparently this case, the origins of it is a guy who was in prison, wasn't trying to get out of prison, but he said his quality of life, like he really did have a severe sleep apnea. If he didn't have CPAP, he would essentially die very quickly. And they weren't providing it. So it was kind of like a, basic quality of life thing. And so whatever you think of that particular case, the question of somebody imprisoned and their quality of life is a serious issue. And like most court cases are, somebody's life is at stake here. It may not be the death penalty, but somebody steals a bunch of crap from you and you can't get them criminally, so you sue them. It's still like you would want the lawyers to take that seriously, would you not?
Of course you would, but when it happens to you, it's more serious.
Yeah.
Let's say something happened to Jay. Well, we'd be incredibly disappointed by it, but he would take it incredibly personally. Like when your car got broke into.
Yeah.
Okay, you took it better than most, but
I was like, whatever.
Right. But me, I was bothered by it, but not to the level of what you would have been, or you were. You had to go pay to get your window fixed.
Because there's stakes and it's your life and all this stuff. Yep. And I worry, though, that sometimes people get on this sort of autopilot mode. And it's one thing on the drive home that you've driven 100,000 times and you'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
But on something that it becomes routine, like a court case where you're defending the Department of Corrections and you're making millions of dollars doing it, and you just have your two lackeys at Butler Snow go handle it. And they are also like, well, this is tedious to write up all these damn filings. Let's just have the AI bot do it for us. And they didn't double check the work. That's insane to me.
That's taking it for granted, man. That's just
right.
Yeah.
Well, and it shows, like, if you don't want to be replaced by this technology, don't act like it. And I think a lot of people do act like it, whether they know it or not. A lot of trained responses, a lot of how you learns without much substance going on there.
Sure. But it's sure. Same thing happens with doctors, doesn't it?
Though, also, there's a time and a place for all that. Like, I've gotten annoyed with some of these chat bots where you're just trying to have a kind of a conversation.
You've gotten annoyed with robot.
And I get annoyed with the program. In the same way, don't you get annoyed with your computer or your phone?
That's a whole different thing. Yeah.
No, that's the same thing. It's the same. Like, I would like this thing to just respond in a pithy way, concise way.
I tell my phone how much I hate it all the time.
And it's sitting here going, okay, here's the first principle that I engage. It's like, shut up and get to the point.
Yes.
And I'm sure you've run into, especially autistic people like that. We're like, okay, man, like, kind of get to the point.
Okay.
Anyway.
Now that was my wife autistic.
That's a whole other question right there. Oh, is that what you wanted the robot for?
Right.
For other services?
Other
services rendered. Yeah, that's how it'll be on the line item.
That's right.
In the budget. It's other services rendered. Oh, man. And speaking of autistic, did you see the story that just came out? The report that just came out that Elon Musk is now worth over $400 billion. $400.6 billion net worth for Mr. Musk.
Lucky guy.
I don't know if it's luck. No, some of it's luck, like for all of us.
I'll take some of his bad luck. Throw it over this way.
Sure.
I'll take $1 billion of that bad luck off his hands.
No, but so much of this is like working his tail off. And I think a lot of people around him working his tail off. But of course, the reaction.
I work my tail off too, Joey.
Sure.
Right.
But did you work your tail off to create cheap, efficient commercial rockets?
No, I work my tail off to keep the power on.
Yeah.
Keep the food in the pantry, those kind of things.
Right. But even if you worked as hard as you can work and thought as hard as you could think, could you ever do that stuff? Probably not.
Not really I can think of. No.
Probably. Likewise.
And I'm not mad because he got paid more. I'm not mad about that. What he chose to do.
But I went to X, Elon's own site.
Mm-hmm.
And the headline is Elon Musk hits $405.6 billion net worth. It's driven by rising valuations in Tesla and SpaceX. So, okay, he's worked really hard with a team to solve not only the rocket question and essentially is moving most, if not all, the freight up to space. There are a few others who do sensitive launches for the government, but they're pretty much the only game in town. And they've cut the cost of doing these things so much that people are even saying, why take a plane? Just take a rocket. And you can be a place in like under an hour.
What?
Yeah, it's so crazy stuff. That's worth a lot of money.
Sure.
Everybody's now starting to admit Musk was right about how would these driverless cars operate. Which, by the way, you don't want those hallucinating. In the same way the language model can hallucinate.
When I get in that, I want to be able to completely relax. I just...
Right.
I can talk on the phone. I can do whatever. It's the whole reason I have a driverless car.
But Musk made the argument years ago, and people laughed at him. Like Waymo uses LiDAR and uses all these other extra things, and he was like, "That's costly. It's just going to confuse the system more. You're going to get a lot of conflicts," and that's what you've seen. You get a lot of these stuck in the middle of the road, or they don't know how to take all the data they're taking in and compute it and actually make a decision. Musk made the bet of, here we got 7-8 cameras, we got AI. And it seems to be really working. Again, that's worth a lot of money on top of, manufacturing and all these other things, which is probably the hardest problem to solve. These things, if you work hard and you solve those problems, your net worth's going to be hundreds of billions of dollars. Why shouldn't it be? In the same way that if you sell a bunch of houses for folks, if you help a bunch of people buy houses, if you buy properties and you convert them to rentals and you manage those rentals, shouldn't you be paid for your work according to the value that you've provided?
Whatever the market will bear, but yes.
Yes. Well, and you would like a little premium. It's not just like, oh, here's what my effort cost. It's more like,
you don't do it for your health. Yeah.
Right. There's square footage matters. Location matters.
Location.
Yeah. Like so many things come into factoring in what the market will bear. And yet, as I go and look at this on Musk's own site, X, Elon Musk hits over $400 billion net worth. Would you like to hear some of the top responses on the website?
Ooh, how many of them are because he's a racist?
Well, the first one's from a fellow named Ricky Hale. Capitalism is better than socialism because one man gets to be a trillionaire instead of everyone having health care.
Okay, that's good.
Another says, Dissident West, I don't know who needs to hear this, but we already have trillionaires. You're just not going to find them in Forbes. Now, I think that guy's got a point. I think there are plenty of people.
Sure.
Well, and also I love all these folks that want to say like government health care. It's like he has $400 billion, but the government's budget is $7 trillion. Why is that
his fault too that we don't have government?
And do they still really believe like the government is ours? Like we control it?
Some people do.
Okay.
Not very many. But
you can keep trying to believe that.
Right.
Another person saying something deeply evil about a society that creates a trillionaire before it solves homelessness or hunger.
Some people choose to be homeless. Some people choose to be hungry. I'm hungry right now because I didn't stop and eat lunch. I'm choosing to be hungry.
Oh, you're intermittent fasting right now?
Not on purpose, but
yes. On your autopilot. You went on autopilot.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, you started hallucinating. You already had a cheeseburger this morning. All right. Right. No, but the responses are fascinating. So another person saying, crazy how he could solve hunger and homelessness and still be richer than any human could ever need to be, but just doesn't want to.
He just doesn't want
to. He just doesn't want to.
What?
Wow. And it's on and on. Another person saying, a lot of us can't afford groceries. What have you done today for somebody else? What value have you created? And drudgery is not an answer.
Put that comment in there. That created some value for somebody. I'm sure he had 10 people going, yeah.
Oh, no, that particular one, a lot of us can't afford groceries. 145,000 likes, 6.5 million views. So maybe she can get a career out of it.
There you go.
And I love, by the way, all these folks posting on the site that he owns. At the same time, again, isn't that valuable? That a place where you can go air all your grievances, even stuff negative of the very guy creating the platform.
And now, isn't there a way to tell if if they're paying to be on there? Like, I understand, like if I made some smart aleck comment, well, it's free, I don't care. But if I'm going to rail against Musk, what if I'm paying a subscription to be on his Twitter just so I can rail against him? That kind of moronic, would it not be?
It would take a regular person 237,000 lifetimes to make this much. Elon is not working 237,000 times harder than you, but he is working smarter than you.
Yes.
And yeah, he probably is working harder than you.
And sometimes it's not working harder. It's working smarter.
Yeah. I think people underestimate this sort of thing. Well, go look at the folks that really did create innovations, and they do it because they kind of love the mission.
Yeah.
That is not necessarily the happiest life. They don't have
I was gonna
normal
say, they're not
home
doing
life.
it for a lifestyle. They're usually obsessed with it.
Right. And it's like there are plenty of billionaires who get their billion and they go live on a freaking island somewhere, or they hang out with Jeffrey. And we'll get to that, by the way.
Oh.
Apparently, Ghislaine Maxwell's attorneys are saying that she talked to the DOJ about 100 plus people. They're looking at
she made it
threats.
through the weekend. So.
Yeah, they're looking at a lot of different threats. But most billionaires, heck, you don't even have to be a billionaire. Make a few million. You could probably, if you're reasonable, kick your feet up wherever and not do much of anything. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I'm looking at Costa Rica. I don't have to have a couple million. I can have a couple 100,000.
Right.
By the way, you got a couple 100,000 I can borrow.
But another person saying, call me radical commie, whatever, but I don't think that we as a society should be fine with this. Who's we here?
Radical
Whitey.
commie.
Who's we here? I get so tired of that. The we must do this. Oh no, you want to do that. And you want to conscript other people to do that for you.
Yes.
You have no sense of other people's, say, rights or individuality, other people's plans or goals. No. We must all be in this together.
They're all Nazis, Joey.
Right. And it's not like, again, like, what is it? How did he make all this money just being a greedy, he's like Scrooge McDuck?
He goes swimming in his gold coins.
Another person saying, I'll never understand how someone could have this much money and never think to use it to help people. How is solving massive technological issues not helping people? Oh, it's helping people only to the sort of like I go into the soup kitchen on the weekends or something? Is that the only way you can help people?
They didn't help this person.
Right.
For whatever reason. So, hey, it's bad.
So you go on and on and on and on. And I am tired of the envy. I am tired of the gutter talk. I am tired of, but we're struggling. Your pain and your need does not give you a right on somebody else's life. But a lot of people feel that way.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's the ape that we descended from that's coming out when people say crap like that. But I didn't get a gift too, so I'm going to rip your genitals off.
It happens.
It literally happens with chimps. Yeah.
It happens, yep.
Yeah. There's a lot of that going on. And again, the irony of this is, in a capitalist system, when you provide something of value that's often of value to other people, you end up making a lot of money. And then I'd never understood the thing. I saw Jeff Dice getting on this the other day. The person who makes those billions, and then these sorts of little people get into their ear or whatever, and they start giving away all their money. They give none to their own offspring. They instead just kind of give it away to these foundations that piddle it away.
Yep.
No, if you really want to solve hunger, homelessness and stuff, go start a profit-bearing business and help people that way.
Create employment?
Yeah. Create wealth. Create. And this is what I think I'll believe till I die. That things like, we need equality opportunity or God forbid, equality of outcome, the hardcore version. But even equality of opportunity, I'm like, no, what we need is maximization of opportunity. We need to create so many opportunities that even the laziest person who's resentful against the world can maybe go do that thing and be better off for it. And even though they're miserable and lazy and all these other things, they still serve their fellow man in some form or fashion because we've created so many opportunities. That should be the idea.
Do you not have that now?
Poverty is the baseline. A lot of people, we haven't solved all these things. It's like, that for most of human history, people were poor. And most of the time, people that weren't poor is by literally being slave masters. I think Rome wasn't built in a day, but do you think it was built by the Roman senators?
Not really, Joey.
No. When you actually allow people to pursue their own interest, and often their interest aligns with helping other folks, they tend to make a lot of money. But it's a pretty universal feeling out there. And it does have me slightly worried. But we'll see where it goes in the coming days. And the guy who really hammered home this philosophy in a practical sense in recent years?
Who that?
Javier Milei.
Javier?
Yes, this mentality going after Elon is the type of mentality that ruled that country for years and drove it into the dirt. And it was Milei who came across saying, your need does not give you a right on other people's lives. And in fact, if you set people free, if you get rid of the entitlement, if you get rid of the pull and privilege of government, always done in the name of society and helping people.
Or the children.
You know, all animals are equal. Some are more equal than others. You end up with a whole class of more equal animals because they're willing to use the force of law in order to get what they want. We still got a little bit of that in this country. But when you set people free, you don't allow them that system of pull and privilege, saying, hey, go manage your own affairs, look out for the people you care for. Things will get a lot better. Let's follow just common sense in terms of how we invest and save and invest again and then build things up and create opportunity. You're going to see a much better society, a healthier society, one that can bear new families, new children, that can provide affordable housing. In fact, I think the problem with America today is that we don't have more Elon Musks. Why don't we have more Elon Musks?
They're not celebrating. We got one. Look what we're doing with them.
Yeah. But those are the folks we need.
Oh, no doubt.
Are they perfect? Should they be worshipped? Are they immune to criticism? Of course not. But there is something about somebody wakes up in the morning and sees, oh, he's worth over 400 billion. And they start yapping about, seizing the means of production. It's like the same mistakes made over and over and over again.
But just because someone is worth more today when you wake up and you find out more, they didn't take anything from you to get that.
No,
you didn't lose anything.
The government did.
Right. You, if anything, you gained.
Well, and he's paid by the government. So, I mean, shouldn't I have an issue with it?
No. No. You should be, if anything, going the other way around saying, well, how do I get my forward?
Yes. That is the correct mentality.
Yeah, he did it. I mean, he puts his pants on one leg at a time, just like me. Well, what do I got to do to get it?
Well, and part of me has to wonder how many folks are thinking. Or are they just hallucinating like the AI that Elon's also building?
A lot of people hallucinating. It's like I do about the lottery.
You think we'll ever get that in Alabama here?
If we do, it'll be much like they did the weed. They'll promise us, we'll celebrate it, and then we'll never get it.
272-9228. I mean, you can still have hope, though. Maybe a simple lottery, right?
That's what everybody wants, Joey. That's what everybody
wants. But then that means we're giving away the game to the Porchman Creek Indians. Yeah,
Compared to what we're doing now?
Yeah. Anyway, this part of the program brought to you by River Region Contracting. Talk about a great entrepreneur.
Oh, Superman.
They really do great work. They're not buying their leads. They don't
have to.
They're not engaged in anything shady. I'll put it that way.
Most of their leads come from word of mouth, man.
Well, and it's because they're that good. They can rely on that word of mouth. They can rely on just past customers being like, these guys are fantastic.
Yeah.
And they're also so confident, they're not charging you for inspections.
Nope.
Inspections are always free.
That's right.
Say they find an issue. Again, they're so confident, they'll write up that estimate for free. And that confidence bears itself out because it's accurate.
Yeah.
And they show up on time. They do the job well. They don't leave a big mess like nails in the driveway or like some a little McGriddle wrapper in the bushes.
Right. Well, another thing too, Joe, when they come over and they do that estimate for you or the free inspection, they don't just tell you, hey, you're good to go. We'll see you tomorrow. They'll write out a form for you and let you know, hey, these are some of the things I saw. Even if it's nothing, these are some of the things you maybe keep an eye on because this might be a problem in the future.
Right. And maybe you're nervous about the insurance company having to put in a claim. You've never done it before. It's a headache. Well, they're insurance specialists here at Region Contracting, so they can walk you through that process. Again, there are people helping people, and they do it as a service for a fee, and they do fantastic work. That's why so many customers have been happy to pay that fee, work with River Region Contracting, because they really are that on top of their game. Just call them up today, 356-8635. That's 356-8635. Whether you're just looking for inspection, maybe you already have a problem, and be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, But whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.
Since 1966, Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches has been more than just a place to stay. It's been a place to belong. For children facing hardships through no fault of their own, our ranches provide more than shelter. We offer a warm home, a loving family, and a future filled with hope. With open arms, we welcome these young hearts, giving them the love, structure, and guidance they need to heal, grow, and thrive in a warm Christian environment. Together, we can give Alabama's children the chance they deserve, a chance to dream, to succeed, and to feel truly cherished. Every donation stays within Alabama, directly impacting the lives of the children who need it most. Join us in making a difference. Visit AlabamaSheriffsYouthRanches.org. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and download our app from your app store. We'd be honored to have you as a part of our mission to lift up Alabama's youth. And remember this, it's easier to build boys and girls than to repair men and women.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
At Guardian Credit Union, if it's important to you, it's important to us. We don't do banking differently. We do relationships differently. Want to secure a HELOC for home projects? So do we. Want to build your credit? So do we. Want to plan your next vacation? So do we. We're here to help with whatever's next, because whatever you want in life, so do we. Stop by any of our branches and let's plan your next step together. Guardian Credit Union, where you belong. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal Housing Opportunity. NMLS 912757.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where over-the-road dump truck drivers are needed right now. Home twice a week and every weekend, must leave early on Sunday with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Call them now at 855-777-9785.
Rich Thomas Weather. Oppressive heat. I would use the word dangerous heat. Sunshine in abundance today. Rain chances just about zero, as close as you can get. With the high temperature today and Tuesday, 98 to 100. Heat index 105 to 110. Just crazy levels, dangerous levels. Lows at night, it doesn't cool off much, 78. I think scattered random storms will return to the radar on Tuesday and Wednesday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray Publix.
CM truck beds, built to work, built to last. From a simple flatbed to a rugged aluminum truck bed, CM truck beds are built by the best in the industry, and you can see the difference. Rated B&W hitches, plug-and-play modular sealed wiring harnesses, LED lights, 1/8-inch steel tread decks, premium powder coat finishes. CM truck beds has a bed for you. Flatbeds, dump beds, beds with fail spikes. The side boxes and accessories are just as tough and durable. All of the CM truck beds are available for you now at Airport Trailer. Visit Airport Trailer today or call 288-5785. Make your truck and trailer come to life at Airport Trailer. News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. 272-9228 if you want to get on the conversation, or 1-800-289-9228. Let's go in order here. Jim on line one. Hey, Jim, how you doing?
What's up, Jim?
Pretty good. I got a question for Eddie, but first can I give a little shout out here? My oldest son was elected and he was sworn in this past January as a district judge in Baldwin County.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
And then Friday, we went down to Bay Minette, and his wife, my daughter-in-law, was sworn in as the new circuit judge for Baldwin County, which is she's actually more powerful than he is.
Mm-hmm.
Here come the judge.
So anytime I go down to Baldwin County now, I'm pretty safe.
I don't feel like you're all right. We need to start riding together down that way.
Yeah. So y'all doing pretty good down here. Yeah. I was really proud. I've never been to a ceremony like that. And there was like a whole jury box, like full of judges in their black robes. And then there was like bukus of lawyers everywhere. It's kind of greasy in there. But anyways, no, lawyers are good. There's a few. But it was really neat. It was really neat. So anyways, I got a question for Edward.
Okay, what you got, boss?
You know, the Airbnb people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Montgomery's thing is. I know over here in Prattville, I talked to somebody. They're working on something with the city council, trying to come up with some kind of rules and all this kind of stuff. But how do you feel about people that have these Airbnbs in their neighborhood? You know, as far as Prattville's concerned, right now they're just like a motel. They have to pay a lot. They have to get a license. They have to pay lodging tax and all this other stuff. But, you know, one popped up in my neighborhood, like right across the street.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real nice house. And I just noticed, you know, all of a sudden every weekend there'd be different cars there. All doing races. Man, these people got all kind of cars. Well, my neighbor next door said, no, it's Airbnb. He said in a couple of weeks ago, they had something going on over there on the weekend. He said there's like a car full of strippers pulled up and had some kind of wild party going on there. But, you know, I wouldn't want these like all over my neighborhood.
No,
how do you, you know what I mean? It just, I live in a real nice neighborhood over here in Prattville, and I'm in a circle,
mm-hmm.
and you go out and walk your dog, and everybody knows it. But to have these things where you got people you don't know who in the world they are, and like I said, there's just one that I know right here, but I'm sure there's some more. Do you think it should be some kind of regulation where in a neighborhood, you know, that's a business. You can't open up a convenience store across the street.
No, not without
a house.
Not without proper permitting. But I'm a guy that's got Airbnbs, and
I'm not getting on you about it.
But there are a lot of people, just like landlords. Let's just say landlords in general. There are some landlords that are absolute worst I've ever seen. Can't even believe they're in the business, and they make a bad name for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
There are Airbnb hosts that same way.
Yep.
That are just they don't vet their people. They'll put anybody go in there. Like with ours, we've got rules, no parties and things like that. And we've met with the neighbors, and if anything were ever funny to happen, I'm very confident the neighbor would call me, and they're confident that I would take care of it. But that being said, in this day and time, man, people got money, and unfortunately, unless there becomes some kind of law or some kind of regulation on it, it is what it is. If I got money to buy a house, I got the rights to rent it out.
Yeah. I mean, the guy's making money. I mean,
they make good money, man.
He's got I saw an ad in like for 5 days, $1,550.
Yeah, see?
And
so you get the whole house. I mean, it's a good deal.
It's not bad.
You get I think his is 6 people.
Mm-hmm.
So if you figure if you're staying in a motel, that's a whole lot cheaper than staying in a motel.
Oh, yeah.
If you divide it up. So, and I don't have any problem because I hadn't had any problems with them, and most of them are just families coming in. But I don't think I'd want them, you know, half of my neighborhood being.
No, I'll be very honest. If I had a problem in my neighborhood or my neighbor, that'd be a huge issue for me, no doubt.
Yeah, no, and I think you make a good point, Eddie. It's not just the say overnight or the week stays with Airbnb, renters in general.
Yeah.
Like you never know necessarily who's in that house for a year.
You're true. And with the Airbnb, like with mine, and I think everybody has different settings, but unless you have a 5-star rating, you can't even rent mine. And so that's the only way I can really vet people, because I don't have time to meet everybody and that type thing. But again, not everybody's like that.
Because this house is probably it's got a pool.
Oh,
it's probably, if he on the market, be almost $300,000.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've seen the inside of it. It's a nice house, I think. So,
but yeah, if it were my neighborhood, honestly, I wouldn't be crazy about it. I don't. That's just like when you have too many rentals in a neighborhood, that pride of ownership goes away, and you usually can tell.
Yeah, I called the city of Prattville about a month ago, and I guess I got these people in trouble because they just started it, and I was talking to my city rep. He lives around the corner from me, and he said, "Well, you just call the city." So I called the city clerk, and she said, "Well, what's the address?" And I gave her the address, and she pulled it up. Said, "Yeah, it's Airbnb." She said, "Aha!" She said, "They've never gotten a license.
Interesting.
They don't have a license. They're not paying taxes, so I'm sure they got a little notification from the city not too long after that. You can't just start doing it without getting a license.
You say that,
I guess
they did.
See, and it all does come down to, I agree with the licensing and stuff, but
sure.
In terms of the neighborhood, it comes down to who the neighbors are. I mean, there might be some guys that are every once in a blue moon, oh, look, it's a bunch of strippers in the driveway. Not the worst. I don't want to see it every night. I don't want to see it every week. But on occasion, that's a nice little zest added to the neighborhood.
I don't know of many neighborhoods that are going to feel that way, Joey.
Just a little bit.
That's pretty cool, but it's not the
little sprinkle of it.
What is it down? It's not the villages down in Florida, Joey. Montgomery's a little bit more conservative.
That's a little flavor. It's like the MSG of life.
Oh, I agree with you now.
Yeah.
I'll go knock on the door if I see a carload of strippers getting out.
Especially if they have burritos.
Exactly.
Yeah,
hey, y'all need some help?
Pig and slop.
Right.
But I was just, I was curious about that. I mean, I don't have anything against them, but I just wouldn't want my old neighborhood.
No,
about getting
nobody would.
I think you have a real concern.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And honestly, they are becoming more and more popular because there's money to be made at them. But it kind of shows where your hotel rates are. If there were, like you said, if there was a family getting a hotel for a week, man, it'd be a lot more than $1,500 and a lot tighter spot.
Well, Jim, I got to run. Appreciate the call, man.
Hey, thank you, Jim.
Y'all have a good one.
See you, brother.
Let's go to Paul. Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Kind of sounds like to me if they don't have to, if they go ahead and get the license and pay the back fee, they on the way to the first meal.
Yeah, a lot of times
one meal eventually will turn to a bill, y'all.
Yeah, well, a lot of times they just the licensing fees and stuff are just the fee is you have to get a license now.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of times, honestly, people don't know. They don't know, and it just happens.
Well, I'm not going to get real excited into all these other naysayers jumping up and down about Mr. Musk being a $400 billion billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
The man works for it. Okay, he's got out there, and he has done this and done that. He's got his finger in a little bit of everything. And he's made it make returns. Is that not what businesses do?
I thought that's the American dream.
That's what I thought. I mean, just because they out there and what they're trying to do is not making the money that they expected to. Oh, cry me a river.
Well, in the story Elon tells is when he moved from South Africa to Canada, his father had made a little money, but his father was also a real piece of work, lost a bunch of it. They've had to support his father ever since. So he showed up in Canada with a backpack full of books and $2,000 worth of traveler's checks. That's how he started. Pretty impressive.
So pretty much he started from scratch.
Yeah.
He did it the hard way, like we supposed to be doing, instead of crying about somebody making it go and we ain't. But one of the main things what I was calling about, I already told Eddie, but I was wondering if y'all had some kind of news bulletin about what was going on. About half the county and more city cops I've seen at one time was coming off of 331 off the boulevard, and it was all going north at South Court Street there to bypass. They was a bunch of them.
If it's just happening, no, we don't have any insight to that.
All right. Don't nobody share nothing with y'all whenever it's going on, huh?
Right. We need to get a new contact at the police department. Give us all the inside info. Well, we deny that we have a contact inside the police department.
Yeah, I'm down with it.
Yeah.
Oh. And by all means, we have to deny it. Because somebody said, who let the cat out of the bag?
Yeah, wasn't me.
Not my cat.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Later, guys.
Appreciate it, Paul.
Go ahead and tear it up.
Yeah, and also I've learned that, like, if the police are in the middle of a big thing, like, I probably shouldn't give all the details on air while they're in the middle of the big thing.
One of those live reporters.
Yeah,
when the drive-by is going by.
Right.
Or when the high-speed chase. Here he comes through the neighborhood.
Now, on Saturday, a little after 5 o'clock, I got this text. Saturday, July 26th. I went to Whitewater Park and had a full parking lot. LOL king emoji.
Cool.
That was from this fella, Urbanite. Hey, how you doing?
What up, Urbanite?
How's it going? I'm glad you kind of reached back to Elon, because I want to say something that's probably going to piss some bureaucrats off. You know, there wouldn't be an Elon if NASA had got off their butt and the politicians left them alone.
Yeah.
Good point.
Good, very good point.
You know, it's like the school system and our school problems. We have all these people with these great so-called educations, but you can't think your way out of a little situation. You have to hire consultants to do the stuff. You tell me you're in charge of curriculum and instruction, but you got to hire a consultant to help you with curriculum and instruction.
Well, that way it's the consultant's fault when it fails.
You have a doctor's degree in it. I would never forget. I had a professor when I was in school. The first time I asked him to look over something, he was like, "Supposed to be a future college graduate. You better check your own work." And I live by that mantra ever since he said that. If you're a so-called college graduate, you better handle your own work.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because you should have the skill set. Now, granted, you should know what you don't know, as they say. You should know what you don't know, but most of the time, you should be able to handle anything you're dealing with if you're a college graduate.
Well, but even some of the smartest folks, to your point, end up like they get in a groove. They get on that autopilot mode. So if you come in and say, "Hey, there's another way to skin a cat," they kind of look at you like you got three heads.
Which is why I'm not rah-rah about Redstone Arsenal getting Space Command, because I know people who do jobs up there that are totally obsolete. I got a friend who worked on a helicopter project for 10 damn years. Who cares about fixed-wing vehicles in this day and age?
Yeah, there is some legacy cost to these government programs.
When will we really be using helicopters anytime soon?
In an actual war zone?
I mean, they get these jobs where they get this stuff and they don't let it go and they don't transition. If anything, we should be using drone helicopters. Well, actually, that's what a drone is, a freaking helicopter, if you think about it.
Right. I'll put it this way. Once you control airspace, you can use the helicopters. You might want to get rid of the drones first.
I got you. But I think we're all on the same page here. If it wasn't for NASA being so lame, there would be no Elon. And we would have been to Mars by 1990, 30 years since the moon.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it, Urbanite, as always.
Yeah. All right. Take care.
See you, homie.
Yeah, no, and good to hear that the Whitewater Park was packed on a Saturday. Very good. Like, I mean, I think some of y'all, especially you out-of-towners that moved or you don't ever, especially the folks that never set foot in Montgomery, like, Addie, I get your situation. And there are a lot of people that have, right, there are a lot of people that have like the same situation. They don't live in Montgomery, but they're here every day.
Yeah.
But I mean, the folks that like never really come here, they're always, there is a moment where I'm like, you're not even from here. Why do you care? You don't even go here. Why do you even care? And it's like you're rooting for failure. You get your kicks out of being like, those dummies screwed it up again. Well, and it's the same sort of envy of people going, why does Elon have $400 billion? Like the sort of like rooting for like failure. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't think it's rooting for failure, but it's openly telling people that are not entrepreneurs and spending other people's money, hey, you suck at that.
Well, yeah,
just
no,
pave
that
the damn
point
roads.
I completely agree with.
But once it's here, just like you and I have talked about, we want it to succeed. It's here. The last thing we want it to do is fail.
Right.
Because that's just going to cost us more money.
Anyway, we're already chewed through the first hour. That flew by.
You got me wanting to go to the water park now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can
we go down
like an
inflatable double, like a double mattress, inflatable mattress? That'd be kind of cool.
We could do whatever you want, sweetheart.
That'd be kind of cool.
I don't know why he called you sweetheart.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Whatever.
No, I went down the rabbit hole like watching like rock climbing stuff.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the documentary? I think came out in 18 Free Solo?
Last thing I saw, the guy that cut his hand off.
No, this is a guy who does free soloing is where you climb, say, a rock face, mountain face with no ropes, nothing. And he did El Capitan in Yosemite, which is crazy, like 3,000 feet.
That's beautiful, though.
No, and it's nerve-wracking to watch it. But then you see folks that like aren't doing that crazy of a thing, like just doing the rock climbing courses and stuff. And I'm like, if I maybe get my big butt up there, that could be interesting to try. Just
That
a
would be.
challenge.
I think we start, literally, not being too sarcastic, maybe just a little, but I think we start with a boat trip on Lake Jordan. We've got a rock that's about 40 feet off the water.
I'm not going straight to a rock.
It's about 40 feet up, and we jump off of it. I don't even think it's 40 feet. Honestly, I think it's probably about 15, 20 feet. And I froze up there one time. But you can practice.
I'm not into that.
So you're going to go to El Capitan and go,
No, I'm not going to go to El Capitan. I was saying maybe the Whitewater Park has a rock climbing wall.
That's going to be plastic or something.
Yeah,
dude.
I
That's
know.
not really
That's where you start.
on plastic. What do you, Fisher Price?
Yes, you
4
start.
years old.
They call it bouldering.
No, dude. Let's call it being a girl. You got to do something. Be a bear. Gonna be a bear? Be a grizzly, baby. Or polar.
Yeah, I was about to say polar bears are much cooler.
Yeah.
Much more badass.
Be
Anyway.
Panda.
Yeah. No, actually, that's not a bear. That's just a fat Labrador retriever.
Just my dog.
Yeah. Anyway, second hour coming up.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Top trade officials from China and the United States have arrived in Stockholm for a new round of talks aimed at easing trade tensions. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Chinese Vice Premier He Lifeng are meeting at the offices of Sweden's Prime Minister. The U.S. and European Union have agreed to a trade framework setting a 15% tariff on most goods. President Trump announced the agreement after meeting with European Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen in Scotland. Authorities will file terrorism and assault charges with intent to murder against the suspect in a weekend knife attack at a Walmart store in Michigan. 11 people stabbed at the store in Traverse City. All are expected to survive. On Wall Street, the Dow dropping 91 points, the NASDAQ up 40. This is SRN News.
Hi, Mike Gallagher here. As the summer heats up, so do the bills. If you're like a lot of folks, you're not selling your home anytime soon, but that equity you've built, just sitting there. That's why I trust Mike and Brian at Fellowship Home Loans. Love this place. It's in their name, their DNA. They're the team I've used personally, and they treat every client like family. Fellowship Home Loans. They know how to help you tap into your home's value wisely, whether that's a HELOC or a cash-out refi. Fellowship is a direct lender and operates with your best interest in mind. Maybe it's time to finally knock out that renovation, pay off some debt, or just add a little cushion to your retirement account. With rates still reasonable and inflation squeezing all of us, your home might be the smartest financial tool you've got right now. So if you're staying put this summer, make your home work for you. Visit my friends at Fellowship Home Loans, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans. Mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by McPhillips Schimbaum.
My name is Aaron Luck, a partner with the law firm of McPhillips Schimbaum. If you or someone in your family has been seriously injured by the negligence of someone else, call me directly.
262-1911. Rich Thomas Weather.
Oppressive heat, I would use the word dangerous heat. Sunshine in abundance today, rain chances just about zero, as close as you can get. With the high temperature today and Tuesday, 98 to 100, heat index 105 to 110, just crazy levels, dangerous levels. Lows at night, it doesn't cool off much, 78. I think scattered random storms will return to the radar on Tuesday and Wednesday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank has digital banking solutions to help you keep up. Check balances, pay bills, and much more. Learn more at cbsbank.com. Charges and fees may apply from your cellular service provider. Contact your service provider for information. Member FDIC.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. Montgomery police are investigating a fatal crash involving a pedestrian. The accident happened late Friday night in the area of Eastern Boulevard and I-85, where an adult male pedestrian was fatally injured. The unidentified victim was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of the vehicle was uninjured. A Montgomery man has been arrested following a weekend shootout. Police responded to the 6800 block of Atlanta Highway near Taylor Road to an active gunfight involving multiple people on Friday night. Officers located and arrested one of the suspects Saturday and charged 19-year-old King Walker with attempted murder. More arrests are expected. Beginning with the upcoming school year, Montgomery Public Schools will require all students to register online. Students, both new and returning, must complete registration through PowerSchool in order to be fully enrolled for the first day of school on August 5th. Registration with PowerSchool must be completed by July 30th. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson with the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. So far this year, over 2,600 homes have sold and closed in the River region. 55% of these homes sold in 60 days or less, and sellers are receiving close to 98% of listed price. Over the last year, average prices in the River region have increased over 10% from last year. We do have more inventory now to show buyers before they purchase. There are homes in all price ranges available for buyers interested in moving. As a seller, it's a great time to sell through a realtor and gain access to many buyers, not just one or two. If you are a buyer, having more homes to pick from give you better choices before you buy. Our market is now more balanced between a buyer and seller market than we've seen since 2019. Get the facts, see the inventory, get a great local lender to help you, and an agent that's going to look after your interests. For all the facts, call Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group, 221-2883 or 551-0225.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Austin Barranco with Invista Advisors. Hey, Austin, how you doing today?
Having a great Monday, Joey. How are you and Eddie?
Oh, we're doing all right, flying through the show. I'm sure you've been paying attention to these huge trade deals. I'm a little surprised even myself at how big this looks like this European deal is in particular.
Yeah, a couple highlights on the European deal are looks like they're going to take that baseline 30% tariff down to 15%, so markets should be happy about that. And then it also looks like there's some EU commitments in the realm of $750 billion in energy purchases and another $600 billion in general investments in the U.S. So a pretty sizable deal with those commitments ranging over a 3-year time period. And I think it also eases tensions with kind of our trade with the EU over the last several decades. I think that's one area that, and they're as developed as a country as we are, yet we subsidize, particularly in the auto industry, a lot of the purchases. You'll notice that, if you're in Europe buying, a Mercedes or an Audi, it's significantly less expensive than it is here. And so hopefully some of these trade tensions ease and we feel it when we go to make retail purchases of European products.
So how are you feeling about just the whole idea of more of us like getting the economy humming through lowering energy costs, cutting taxes, these new trade deals? Do you think the Trump plan is on the right glide path at this moment?
I think that he is pulling levers that a lot of other presidents have avoided pulling in the past because they are politicians by nature. And now that it's his second term, I don't think he cares so much about getting reelected, and he knows that these options are available to him. And although many politicians don't use the tariff playbook, he's used it to his advantage. Now, I think he's on the right glide path, but what I'd really like to see is this national debt retermed. And as we know, his battle back and forth with Jerome Powell, it's not yielding any fruit. I think the Fed meets again tomorrow and announces Wednesday they're probably not going to cut rates. So now we're looking to September. And even if we do get a rate cut during Jerome Powell's tenure, I bet it's only a quarter point, maybe a half a point over the course of the next 3-4 quarters. So, it's a little meaningful, but not meaningful enough to get, I think, houses moving again. And so I don't know. I think he's on the right glide path. I think what's more important is reterming the debt. And to do that, he needs a little help from the Fed. And the Fed, I don't think, is willing to come to the rescue right now. And it's all going to come to a head around midterms. And he's going to put someone in the Fed Reserve chair that's more favorable to his way of thinking. And hopefully he'll retain the chambers of Congress at the same time. But I don't know if that'll happen. But based what he's been given, I think he's doing as good as anyone could.
Okay. Well, yeah, and I think that's what it all comes down to in the midterm. So we shall see. Before I let you go, let's tell folks a little bit who haven't heard us before about Invista Advisors.
Yeah, we are a wealth management practice, and we specialize in anything finance. If you need portfolio management or building a financial plan or insurance or buying or selling a business, even a little bit of tax help, we've got accountants on staff and a great partnership firm that we use for all accounting practices. So anything that listeners may need in the realm of finance, give us a call at Invista. We'd love the opportunity to help you.
And that number, folks, is 387-0094. And when you call them up at 387-0094, be sure to say, hey, I heard Austin Barenko, that radio show with Joey Clark. Want to see what y'all can do for me. And I always appreciate it, Austin.
Thanks so much, Joe. Y'all have a good day.
You too. Again, that's Austin Barenko with Invista Advisors.
The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions expressed in this material do not necessarily reflect the views of LPL Financial. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice is offered through Invista Advisors, registered investment advisor and separate entity from LPL Financial.
Let's go to the phones and talk to Simpler Days. Hey, how you doing?
Good afternoon, Joey and Eddie.
How you doing, bro?
Hot, man. Hot.
Yeah.
Do we know if the fatality, the pedestrian this weekend, was that one of the panhandlers up there around 85 and
I just read that story a few minutes ago. It was, I know it was just a 35-year-old man. And they gave his name, but I don't know if that was one of the panhandlers or not. It wouldn't surprise me, though. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, it's a dark area. And
yeah,
hard to see up there around that area anyway.
Right.
So, but they cities purchased bathrooms for them and all that stuff and portable trailers. So they're going to keep coming, and I guess maybe if one or two of them get killed up there, it'll get the city's attention. That you got a state law that needs to be enforced and get them away from the intersection.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, Joey, you were talking about the Whitewater Park.
Yeah.
If you got a $100,000 RV sitting in front of your house, and your roof's leaking and the back door's hanging off, do you think you overstepped yourself?
Or do you just got a heck of a backup plan?
Yeah. Or I'm going to see the country.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bail it out.
No, I completely agree. And I've said it many times. I think this whole amenities first to attract a big economic return is nonsense. You attract a big economic base, then you can build the nice things like amenities. And I just, I don't want to poo-poo it in the sense of it's built and good luck to you guys. But yeah, it wouldn't have been my priority if I say was on the county commission.
Well, let me give you an example. I just saw this past weekend where the city is having to spend about $60,000 on maintenance because they didn't keep up the maintenance on the old city jail down there. Emery Farmer, when he was in there, that jail had been abandoned. They put storage in there, and roof was always leaking on it. Whatever, was built in the early 50s, and Rosa Parks. I mean, it was iconic. The front of it is iconic. It's a stone jail building, and you couldn't break out of that thing if you wanted to. But Rosa Parks was booked in there when she was arrested, so it's got a lot of value to it. But when Emery was in there, they went in there and completely gutted the thing out and made it into offices and put different functions of the city down there. And it was completely redone. Well, now, for whatever reason, they decided not to do preventative maintenance on it and keep up. So now they're having to spend $60,000 to repair what's been let go. And I mean, that's what I'm talking about with the water park. You need to fix your house before you go out and buy the expensive RV.
I completely agree with you, but we have who we have managing our affairs here in the city. And honestly, I look at the city and they played the part in this, but this really lies at the commission's feet in terms of the amount of money that's been put up.
Well, it's not their money. It's the taxpayers' money, and they're going to keep feeding the pig. Y'all have a good day.
Appreciate it, Simpler Days. 272-9228. But the pig's already there,
and he's hungry.
Mm-hmm. And maybe we can get enough folks to be like, I want to see that pig. Anyway,
ain't that pretty of a pig? Not that many people gonna want to see that.
You ever had a pet pig?
No, a friend of mine did. He literally bought it to make bacon.
Yeah.
And they
couldn't do
the
it.
pig.
How big did it get?
Before it went off to the farm and literally get somebody to take it to a farm, it was, I think, 70, 80 pounds.
Oh, damn. That's actually not that bad for a pig.
It was, it came in the house. It did everything. Smart as
Oh,
it
they're
could be.
very smart.
Dude
Yeah.
just literally fell in love with the pig. It was hysterical. We give him so much crap.
No, it's good. It didn't end up being like a 300-pounder.
No, I think that's why he saw what was happening.
Yeah, okay,
he's
so he got it done early.
Yeah. Well, he said something like, "Well, we could still get him in the car." Yeah.
Let's go to Eric. Hey, Eric, how you doing?
Hey, JoJo. Hey, good to hear from you, buddy. I ain't heard from. It's been a while. I've been missing the program, but I don't even really know where to start. But I'm gonna make it quick and try to be as brief as possible. But your previous caller, for some reason, Emery Farmer was one of the best. I ain't got no beef with that. Let me just put it in perspective. I grew up up there on the very damn premise where the water park is. Now I want to educate him and let the gentleman know that the property value. I know that the city has funded it. That's fine. But I would invite him to come out on the weekend and see just how busy this place is, because we have hot summer days. But for crying out loud, we got soccer fields, we got golf courses all over this city that sit vacant, and there's no income coming in. So please, whatever you do, young man that just called, please don't knock the west side of Montgomery where I grew up, because our property value has went up 85%. And Eddie Bader,
yes, sir.
And you know good and well what I'm talking about, because you're in that type of business. So let come on, man, let's get the monkey off your back. Because why are you knocking it? Because you ain't got a river over there in Wind Lakes where you live, or wherever.
I don't live in Wind Lake.
I don't think he's talking.
And I'm one of the few people that have actually gone to it more than one time.
Yeah, like I'm trying to be Switzerland here on this thing, but like if you're talking to Simpler Days, okay, I don't think he lives in Wind Lake.
Talking about you, Eddie, because you make a lot of sense, and you're right. No, it's not you. It's the previous caller. But come on, man. I mean, you got a problem with all these soccer fields? I mean, it's like Budell said over at a food outlet. He says, you know what? He says, I ain't got a problem with it. Now, here's my question. Oh, I've got to get Joey on this. Would you do me one big, when you talk to Napolitano, please let him know that he's got a ton of Montgomery listeners.
Oh yeah, I'll reiterate. I think he knows. That's why he still comes on.
I mean, you snagged him up, man, and I mean, I look forward to that because I mean, it's one of the best. I think it's on Tuesdays, right?
Yeah, he's been on vacation the last 2 weeks in northern Italy. Yeah, nice. But like he should be back tomorrow at noon.
Well, buddy, I tell you, and you cut to the chase, and I mean, I got guys at work, and man, it's just a blessing to have you there, and but you know, it seems like you don't you keep Montgomery in mind. You know what I mean? I mean, I know you're into politics and stuff such as that, but you also don't forget where you're at.
Absolutely. And
would you please just say that Montgomery appreciates him?
Of course. Appreciate you.
I mean, we appreciate you, JoJo, because, buddy, I mean, you're our mouth, ears, not can say eyes, but you keep up with what's going on, buddy. And I wish we had a damn newscast in Montgomery that would do that, but we don't, unfortunately. But we thank God for Joey, because, buddy, you look out. You look out.
Well, I appreciate being appreciated, and thanks, man. Call again soon. Though I've learned, because I've watched enough, and I'm not trying to speak ill of the dead. But I've seen other talk hosts do local stuff, and everything had to be some scuttlebutt and controversy. And I'm not interested in that.
You don't like scuttlebutt and controversy?
Well, I'd like it, but I don't like it when it's it's like contrived. Like every day we have to make a little scandal out of every little decision that's made. And it's just like, grow up.
Scandal.
So, that annoys me. But no, we'll keep watching the city of Montgomery.
Scandal.
See where it's going. Yeah, if we ever get like a big scandal, like thank you. Like that, what happened to the last police chief was a little bit scandalous.
Yeah, but
it wasn't that crazy.
Stevie Wonder saw that coming too. Come
on.
Oh
yeah, no, and like it was wrong. It was wrong. It was wrong what he did.
Yeah.
But when he interviewed that woman, I'm like, I get it. It was wrong though. It was wrong. So wrong.
You need so many more women in your life. So many more. Remember we were talking earlier how you need more women in your life?
No, I think women know what I'm talking about.
I didn't say that they don't. I just said you need more of them in your life. Kind of shape some of your thoughts.
It was wrong. I agree it was wrong. But I get why he was tempted. He shouldn't have given in to the temptation.
I see.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
And he shouldn't have done it.
He did.
But you gotta have a little sympathy for the devil. Else he's gonna probably sneak up on you.
No. Yeah. Right is right, wrong is wrong.
Sure.
When you do wrong,
that's one of the devil's tricks.
Yep.
272-9228. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Woo! Boy, hot out here, Mr. Joey.
Hey, Duke. How you doing?
Oh, man. Anyhow, I just listened to you guys talk about the whitewater thing here. Now,
you want to go with me?
Now, read me. Huh?
You want to go with me this weekend? We go down there, you and me?
I ain't promised this weekend, but I'll go one day with you.
All right, let me know. I'm serious.
Well,
I would like to go. It'd be fun.
Okay, I will, though. But here's what happened from the get-go. What Reed should have done from the get-go is pretend he didn't want this thing. Okay? I'm for real, though.
You're on something.
He should have said I ain't want no pause. Some black folks that send in my water too much. And
you on to something there, buddy.
All them white folks would have flooded that thing. They would have flooded that thing out of it. Come on. It ain't going to tell them what to do. Oh, we're American. That's what he should have did now from the get-go. I ain't right. Am I lying or not?
No, I'm not arguing with you on that at all.
Reverse psychology
could
go
a long way there.
Yeah, and throw in a slight tinge of racism and like it gets everybody motivated.
It's Montgomery.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. You know, white folks down south, they funny. You got to work with them, and you know what I'm saying. You got to make the mistake they getting something. He ain't gonna tell me what to do. Black bastard ain't gonna tell me what to do. You know. But I ain't gonna talk about Elon Musk. Not Elon Musk, but what's his name? Epstein. I don't learn how to say this guy's name. I was calling him Epstein, but Epstein got a P in it. Epstein. But one comment I want to make, I'm gonna leave this thing alone. I know baby daddy Trump and baby D's all in one that told y'all to leave this thing alone. I'm gonna leave it alone after this one comment. Why would, well, to answer the question, why would the president of the United States entertain the possibility of pardoning someone like her? Why he didn't just say, hell no, I wouldn't pardon this woman with her, you know.
Well, at the end of the day, he's a politician. That's why.
But why in the hell?
Because I'll give you the answer. Excuse me. I like to make deals, and if I can root out some of the bastards that were working with Jeffrey,
or at least look
like that will keep people. That will keep people suspicious. This man.
Miss Man?
Seriously,
you can't just straight up say that this pedophile don't need to be nowhere. Live near being freed or whatever.
Well, he's not the one who brought up the pardon thing. The press, you're falling for a trick by the press.
You heard what he said, Joey?
He said, I haven't even thought about it, but I got the power to do it. That's just straight facts, Jack.
Entertain that. Why entertain it at home?
So he should have just looked at the report and go, you are fake news. That's what he should have done?
Dumb question. Next.
He should have said, no, under no circumstances would I pardon this bitch right here.
No, that might have been effective. And then, he'll turn around and do it when a deal's
so much trouble if he said that. He'd have been so much trouble.
He like to cuss anyhow, so you know what I'm saying?
I agree, but it wouldn't have gone well for him over that.
No, Trump on Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell has long done the classic, like, rich guy on the golf course statement. Yeah. They're like, did you hear that she's going to prison for human trafficking? Oh no, I didn't. I'm just hearing that. Well, I wish her well.
Watch this drive.
Yep.
Like, exactly right.
Why the hell these people interviewing this woman?
Make sure their name ain't on the list.
It depends on what she is, like what exactly she is. So no, I'm not leaving the Epstein thing alone. Like we got clips of Trump talking about it today. We got the latest update on what the lawyers are up to.
You're going to tell one lie to cover up 2 or 3 more lies or something. What's up?
What they do.
You update some lies or something. What's up?
That's what they do.
However, well, anyhow, I said we're going to get into it. I mean, it's just funny, though, you know. But that is something about, though, that it really wasn't quit right now, today or tomorrow. If somebody new came in and bought a new thing, got to be a white guy to do it now. They got to bring in some new stuff at the white water park. Shoot, man, call me lining up off 85 to 65 trying to get out there, boy. Them the white folks. I know white folks. I've been knowing them a long time.
People, if you'd like to respond, 272-9228. Anyway, appreciate it, Duke.
See you, Duke. Love you, man.
Goodness gracious. Always stirring stuff.
That's
always
right.
Stirring. Always messing.
That's a pot stirrer right there, buddy.
What's the line that Charlie Murphy used on Rick James? Habitual line stepper.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like tiptoeing.
I used to love him.
I can't stop that line. I just did it.
Constant pot stirrers, man. They stir the pot and walk away.
Anyway, this part of the program brought to you by Smokehouse Pit Barbecue.
I could use some of that today, Joey.
Some good eating, ain't it? And especially that daily meat and 3 they have for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a true Southern meat and 3. Everything you expect from meat and 3. I think I'd go with fried catfish today.
Yeah, you take that. You put a little mustard on it.
And a little hot sauce.
They bet, man. That's why you do that.
It's not nothing wrong with that. With some fried okra.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm getting more of a taste for some collard greens now.
Dude, I love collard
all right,
greens.
especially with hot sauce.
With some hot sauce on it, baby.
And then, of course, they always have all the great barbecue fixings. Pulled pork sandwiches, or just pulled pork in general, or some ribs, camp stew, brisket. Man, they do it all. Smoked chicken. I think they smoke turkey as well. They do all that stuff. And whether it's for lunch or dinner, or, of course, if you're looking for an amazing down-home breakfast, that's Smokehouse Pit Barbecue. I think they do that Tuesday through Sunday, starting at 6:30 in the morning. You can show up even earlier. It might take a little longer because they're not officially open, but you can still show up earlier. And you're talking about, I think, the best breakfast in the area. Best kept secret.
No doubt. You
got to get by there, folks. You can always look up Smokehouse Pit Barbecue on Facebook, see what Chris and Celeste are up to there, the owners. Or you can just stop by. Same location they've always been, Main Street in Millbrook. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie are the reason you're there, that we made you hungry talking about Smokehouse Bit Barbecue. Let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, this is Scott in Pentalala.
Hey, Scott. What's up, buddy?
How much you guys doing? Okay.
Yeah, life's all right.
All right. So I've listened for a long time. This is the first time I've ever been compelled to call. I just got in my truck. I'm working today. I just got in my truck, and I've only heard the last 2 callers, and few obviously rambles and doesn't stay on topic. But anyway, I was calling about the Whitewater thing, and the first caller I heard was talking about the Whitewater. How many years has that thing been open?
Not long. Only about 2 years.
Maybe 3 at the most.
3. So I guess are we just gonna give them $1 million? I know you said you're trying to stay neutral. I did hear that part, but you know, I know every time they ask for money, it's 7 figures.
Yep.
And the caller previous to Duke was saying that, you know, his property value had gone up 85%. I find that hard to believe because I doubt he lives right beside the water park. And he said nobody complained, and I don't live in Wind Lakes. I live in the country, but he said if nobody complains when they have soccer fields in East Montgomery. Does the county commission give the soccer field? I don't participate in the soccer fields either, but does the county commission give the soccer fields $1 million a year?
No. Or else those better be some nice soccer fields.
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah. I mean, he's not comparing oranges to oranges; he's comparing apples to oranges.
Yeah, and Doug Singleton has made the argument that this is akin to an amenity like the zoo, like the Biscuit Stadium, and you can buy that.
I like I say, I live in the south end of the county, and I know a lot of people. Not one person I know has ever taken their kids to the Whitewater Park. You know, we as landowners already get the tax to help the Montgomery schools. That's not working, by the way, and you know, it was we could repeal it if it's not working. Yeah, that's never going to happen. They're going to keep charging us that tax every year.
Yep.
So we already participate in that, while also nobody I know sends their kids to Montgomery Public Schools. You know, we all have to pay for private school because that's where we feel our kids are safe.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're not participating in the public school tax, but we're getting taxed. And now they want to give $1 million worth of our tax money to the Whitewater thing, and that's just throwing good money after bad. Is all that is. You know, my child's about to leave and go to college and become a dentist, and I am not encouraging her to come back to Montgomery. And quite frankly, after she leaves, I don't know why I'm staying in Montgomery County. I could move 15 miles down the road and live in Crenshaw County and not get all these extra taxes and still have access to everything I have access to right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, and I think a lot of people are making that choice on the bubble, especially when your kids get grown. To your point, it happened with my family. Me and my grandfather, the only folks left of the family living here. Everybody else has moved to Auburn, and my dad lives in Lillian, right on the coast, and brother lives in Nashville, and another lives in family members in Atlanta, another in Charlotte. Yeah, everybody just got out of Dodge.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. I know so many people that you know, I work at my office is downtown, so I do have to go to Montgomery on a daily basis. But I work with several people that have moved to Auburn from like the Cloverdale area, moved to Auburn. They're over there now, and they just drive into downtown. You know, my daughter is going to be an endodontist, and all I keep hearing is, "Oh, Montgomery only has 2 endodontists, and we need endodontists." We do, but I'm not telling my child to come back to Montgomery. I feel that it's a lost cause, and that's my opinion.
Yeah.
But you know, I've got a lot of data to back that opinion up. So,
well, I appreciate you listening. All these I guess years listening all the time, and
yes, I've been listening. I travel around to a lot of obscure areas and manage timber. around Alabama. So I even have the app so that I can listen to you when I'm in the woods in Barber County or somewhere, you know.
Awesome. Well, and if you want to look at our ugly faces, we're on YouTube now, Joey Clark Live.
I'm usually driving and I want to have a break.
If you're ever tired, you need a sudden wake up, just put us on there. I guarantee you the faces will keep you awake for hours on end.
It's like, damn.
So,
Yeah.
And I hate to call in. I hate from the first call to be Debbie Downer, but I was just thinking about it when I got in the vehicle, and myself and a lot of my peers, we about had it. I got.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you called in.
I appreciate this call. Do it again. Thanks, sir.
All right, you guys. See you later.
Mm-hmm.
Good call from Scott there. 272-9228. Because I think he was just laying down a very common sentiment.
It is.
And sort of reality to this.
It is very much reality. Look at your population in Montgomery.
Like, are we going to get back over 200,000 again?
Not without some major changes.
Yeah. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, guys, I just want to say to Eddie, hey, if you want to meet up at the water park, me and my wife can meet you and your wife, and we can all observe the water park together. Anyway,
If you show up with an upside-down pineapple, I'm going to be very upset.
Known Robert's wife for 20 years.
Hey, every time I've been with Eddie, I've had a good time. Eddie's
no
a
doubt
great
there.
dude.
Eddie, good time better.
Well, anyway, I'm not trying to love up on him. I just want to say about Epstein.
Yeah.
What I think brilliant about Donald Trump is don't put the information out. Let the left media go crazy because he was in a picture. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Let the left wing just go crazy and then release it after that.
Good idea.
No, I still want the information. That's
Yeah,
just
I just
what
In
I
other
want.
words, because the left keeps forgetting he's the president.
Okay, they do.
Anyway.
Well, I
go
appreciate
ahead,
it.
Joey. I'm sorry.
No, I appreciate it, Robert. Thanks for calling, man.
See you, Robert.
272-9228. Again, that's 334-272-9228. This entire hour brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And there at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon are ready to help you. Whether you're looking to buy a place,
right?
And it could be you're not even all that devoted to buying a place, but it's good to get ready, put yourself in a position to buy a place. Go ahead and get pre-approved.
Right.
So you know what you're working with in terms of your finances, the type of house you can
Show
afford.
them what you're working with.
Yeah. Show me what you got. But of course, they can also help you with a great refinance deal. A lot of folks are looking
Taking
into
advantage of that right now.
whether
Yeah.
it's credit card debt or maybe you took out that home equity line of credit or a second mortgage, as they call it, and with adjustable rates. And,
They're catching up to you now.
Yeah, that's hurting you. Or it could be you're in retirement or you're getting close to it and you're like, I have to get control of monthly overhead costs. This way I can, stay retired.
Yep.
They can help you with that sort of deal as well. And it's been a second since we mentioned they specialize in helping veterans. They know the latest with the VA home loan programs, and the turnaround time is something like 2 weeks. Pretty incredible. Whether you're looking to buy or refi and you're a veteran, it's the best deal in town. Let Kim and Madeline there at Alabama Home Mortgage help you with that today. So you can just call them up. 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can always apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Since 1966, Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches has been more than just a place to stay. It's been a place to belong. For children facing hardships through no fault of their own, our ranches provide more than shelter. We offer a warm home, a loving family, and a future filled with hope. With open arms, we welcome these young hearts, giving them the love, structure, and guidance they need to heal, grow, and thrive in a warm Christian environment. Together, we can give Alabama's children the chance they deserve, a chance to dream, to succeed, and to feel truly cherished. Every donation stays within Alabama. directly impacting the lives of the children who need it most. Join us in making a difference. Visit AlabamaSheriffsYouthRanches.org. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and download our app from your app store. We'd be honored to have you as a part of our mission to lift up Alabama's youth. And remember this, it's easier to build boys and girls than to repair men and women.
Hey, it's Ashley, the owner of Pest Pro Services, and just a quick reminder about our most popular services, termite, pest, and mosquito control. And here's something you may not know, our mosquito control now covers fleas and ticks too. Building a home, call us for your termite treatment. Selling a home, call us for your real estate inspection. Whether it's your home or business, we'll keep you protected. Call or text 265-9990, that's 265-9990, or visit us on the web at ppsriverregion.com. And remember, when you want to know, call a pro.
This is David Ernest from the Health and Wealth Show. We like to cut up and have fun, maybe poke a little fun at some politicians, but we don't take ourselves too seriously. One thing we do take seriously is your personal finances and your plans for retirement. You can tell by listening, we're a little different. Yeah, we like to have a good time on the radio, but we're dead serious about your financial future and helping you achieve your goals. At Ernest Financial, we're committed to giving you the attention you need. We don't treat you like a number. You're way more important to us. At Ernest Financial, it's about helping you today and preparing you for tomorrow. People call us who are on the verge of retirement, and they know they need a plan for the future. No matter where you are in life, Ernest Financial will help guide your every step towards retirement. Give us a call and let us show you what our individual customer attention can do for your future.
Concerned about your retirement? Call David Ernest toll-free at 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-SAFE.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
I'm Jim Smith with Adams Drugs, and what our customers say about our business is the most important advertising tool. I'm here with Ronnie Taunton, who is a longtime customer of Adams Drugs, moved away for 3 years, and came back to town recently. Ronnie, how easy was it to move your business back to Adams Drugs?
Jim, it was very easy. All we did was make a phone call to the store in Prattville. That's where we live now, and they took it from there, and I didn't do anything else.
What has your overall experience been like here at Adams Drugs?
Well, we are glad to be back with Adams. We've had quite an experience in some towns we lived in, and they have great service. You can tell that the employees are glad to be there to serve you, and I couldn't ask for any more. Whatever formula the Vinson family has, they need to keep it in a safe place because it's certainly working.
Come into any of our 12 Adams Drugs locations. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net to find the location nearest you. Adams Drugs is your independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. Alabama Wholesale Lumber, the best quality building materials in the river region for decades. From common builds to special orders and local delivery. Call Alabama Wholesale Lumber.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Oppressive heat, I would use the word dangerous heat. Sunshine in abundance today, rain chances just about zero, as close as you can get. With the high temperature today and Tuesday, 98 to 100. Heat index 105 to 110, just crazy levels, dangerous levels. Lows at night, it doesn't cool off much, 78. I think scattered random storms will return to the radar on Tuesday and Wednesday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Quick programming note, a little after 2 o'clock, we will have a candidate for the United States Senate running for the seat Tuberville is vacating as he runs for governor. This candidate is named Jared Hudson. He is a former Navy SEAL. Of course, we're going to talk about the campaign, him wanting to be your next United States Senator from the great state of Alabama.
Right.
But he also runs a group, started it up in 2019 called Covenant Rescue Group.
Okay.
So we're also going to talk about this awful, evil situation in Bibb County with this dungeon where a bunch of kids were being held.
Okay.
And how his group has really started to provide support and just it could be monetary. This is what I'll get into with him. Like, how are you helping law enforcement? How is this network being built up? There's a great clip of Tom Homan saying, the 300,000 missing kids, they found about 13,000.
Yeah.
Thank God most are fine. But they have about 40 criminal complaints of that 13,000 they found. And some were being forced labor. Some were being sex trafficked.
Yep.
So finding this out is a smart move. So look forward again. It's going to be Jared Hudson on candidate for United States Senate, but also a guy who's, if you look him up, every time I see these Navy SEALs dudes, like, I told Carrico that the other day when he had his buddies on air. It makes me feel like a real wimp. Like, you know what I mean?
Bet none of them can play guitar like you can, Joey.
No, I bet some of them can. I don't play guitar that well.
Not as sweetly and
sure.
as you do.
Right. No, you don't ever be like if you ever thought you could do something like that?
Yeah.
Like Buds? Like you were going to be special forces?
No, I thought about doing it. Went, hell no, I ain't doing that.
Okay.
I mean, I can't. Just meant, hell no, I'm not worth doing that.
So you could have done it, but I chose not to.
Yeah. I went with the smarter move.
I'm not going to do that, but if I did.
My nephew, he's there now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. They can do that kind of stuff all day long. We have the body and we have the weak mind and the strong back for that, but not all of us have the aptitude.
Fair enough. Let's go to Jeff. Hey, Jeff, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How you doing, Joey?
Good.
I don't know how to start because I don't know if y'all still own that water park deal, but I'll just tell you, I'm sort of a devil's advocate for it. I'm in between, really, because if we don't give that place a shot, I mean, there's amusement parks that go for 15 years that don't make profit, and if we don't give it a shot, and I think it's never going to work, and Montgomery will never have anything. I'm not from Montgomery. I do a lot of business in Montgomery, but I'm not from Montgomery. I live in Elmore County, the beautiful county of the Alabama,
yes,
right?
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so when I hear people say that, I don't want to give my tax money. You've been giving your tax money to stupid stuff ever since you've lived there, and you've got to vote people out that are not going to give it away. They're not going to give it away anyway. So I'm so glad Alvin Holmes is gone, because I used to cringe every time I heard something about him. But anyways, I think I want to go to the park, but I haven't been yet. I've been there and watched a couple times, and I think it's a little aggressive for me and my kids right now, But if nobody gives them any money and they close, then we never will have anything like that around here. I think a couple of weeks ago you had somebody on that said that they were only asking for $300,000. Has that changed? Saying they're in the last couple of weeks that they want $1 million now.
Or the county commission just approved another $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
And this is on top of the yearly bond service payments and all the money that was already investment to stand it up. And yeah,
I got you.
It's not making a profit. So, and the argument that Doug Singleton makes, chair of the commission, is that we're treating it like an amenity comparable to the Biscuit Stadium or to like the zoo.
Okay.
Yeah, it will make money when it gets. It's one of those. The zoo's going to always lose money and always has.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way around that. It's going to lose money, and if you price it out of range, people are not going to go there, and it's going to close anyway. So it doesn't really matter.
Well, and the trick is getting not just locals. It's more important to get a lot of out of towner, like tourists, truly to stop by. And I don't know if they're there yet in terms of out of town attendance, but that is what would actually help grow when you got folks visiting for just a day or two, and they go do that.
There you go. That's what it's going to take, and the locals may not be able to support it. But look at Coosa River, the rapids down there. There's people that come from Ohio to come play on the rapids and on Coosa River.
Oh yeah, no, and I've done that myself.
I have too. So
Well, and also
anyway,
I believe at that Whitewater there is a course that's more kid family friendly, as well as one that's more pro level.
Yeah.
Well, the 2 or 3 times I think we've been there 3 times to watch. All 3 of them were so rough. I was like, yeah, we ain't going out there. You know, I'm not that. I'm more like Coosa River, where you go down a little fall and then you float and have a few beers after that, right?
There you go. Something like that.
All right. Well, anyways, I just want to throw my 2 cents in there. The only taxes I do pay in Montgomery are sales tax because I don't live there, you know. But I see how people are upset about it. But then again, we really got to give it a chance. And, you know, I mean, I think everybody really doesn't understand how that works a lot of times. They think it's supposed to make money right off the bat.
Well, I appreciate the call, Jeff.
Thanks.
272-9228. Again, I'm trying to be Switzerland here. You for it, you against it, you're kind of like, yeah, we'll see.
How much is that Coosa River? How much is that?
I don't know how much that, like.
No, I mean, how much does the city pay for that?
Oh, that's good. I think it's a natural.
How much taxpayers pay for that?
I think it's a.
Just curious.
And if you want to rent stuff, you got to pay for that.
Yeah. And it's good fun. Good fun.
Been a little while.
Yeah.
Anyway, this part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. And they're at Montgomery Men's Health. They're ready to help you fellas out, especially if you're a guy out there and you're feeling tired, sluggish, just not like yourself.
Right.
And you sit there and you assume, well, I'm just getting older. Just what happens when you get older? You slow down. Well, actually, no, that doesn't have to be the case.
You're just settling.
Low energy and performance issues, like you never are in the mood, no libido to speak of. It's not just like a part of getting older. Solutions, again, do exist. At Montgomery Men's Health, there's no guesswork, no gimmicks. It's not like the generic online pills that are overpriced and ineffective. Meet with the urologists and providers there at Montgomery Men's Health, and they can tailor solutions specifically to your body and goals. Consultation, including blood work, is just $99 with results before you leave. And they have treatments there if you choose these particular treatments where you'll feel immediately better the very same day. Pretty amazing. So get by there. You only got one life. Procrastination is only going to make this worse. Call them up, 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or visit MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com today to book your appointment and start feeling better, gentlemen. And hey, it's not just guys in their 50s and 60s. You're in your 20s or 30s, you feel like crap? Get by Montgomery Men's Health. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Mr. Electric.
I've been doing electrical work for 8 years, 7 years, 6 years, 23 years. I love troubleshooting. It's one of my passions.
Electrical is all I do, unless my wife asks me to do something at home. Together, there's nothing that we can't figure out or accomplish.
We've seen it all here at Mr. Electric. Going in with the confidence to know it doesn't matter what I'm going to run into. I'm going to figure it out and confidently telling that customer, we got you taken care of.
Mr. Electric, the power to make things better.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Woodward, account executive with Blue Water Broadcasting. Why should you advertise with us? Did you know that more Americans listen to radio than use Facebook each week? Did you know that 77% of listeners would try a brand or product endorsed by their favorite radio personality? Contact me, Cheryl Woodward, by going to BlueWaterBroadcasting.com to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
Wet feet, melting popsicles, puppy prints. Summer is hard on floors, but Pergo Vinyl by Mohawk is kid-proof, pet-proof, and life-proof. And right now during the Pergo event at Prattville Carpet, you can get luxury vinyl, worry-free floors, plus up to $1,000 in rebates on qualifying Pergo products. So gorgeous new floors up to $1,000 back. And did I mention 12 months no interest? Get the details and shop Mohawk's Pergo event now through August 11th at PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Michael Cohen from Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, how you doing today, Michael?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Oh, life is good. Just flying through this Monday. I like especially on days like this, we have a job where we stay inside.
Well, definitely. You would probably melt outside.
Yeah.
His makeup would run, that's for sure.
I don't wear makeup, you dope. Don't be putting stuff out. People believe all sorts of stuff. Like, I don't need that. Come on, man.
Not even eyeliner?
Hey, this is a judgment-free zone.
See, this is how they rope you in. No, just share. We've all had experiences, right? Just go ahead. Yeah, well, you first. So, what's the score there today at Cohen?
21-0.
Nice.
Tell you, Michael Jacks came in, looked at everything he had to do for today. Had a customer that had called him over the weekend needing some help with the TV getting taken down so that they could repaint the wall a different color. And anyway, all the stars lined up to where he could sneak that one in today and still get everybody taken care of. So, you know, we're just really fortunate that we have somebody like him that heads it up and is going to get everybody taken care of expeditiously. And, you know, that's what it's all about is trying to take care of everybody.
Yeah, folks, great products, really great on the electronics and appliance side. But the service is what really makes a difference. It's why Cohen's is a true institution, 60 plus years here in the area. And of course, generations have been buying from them. And again, it's for that service. It's a good folks to know. You can always check out what they got going on at thinkcohens.com, but I really encourage you to stop by, see them in person, 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery, open 9 to 6, Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. And find Michael and be like, hey, I heard you on that radio show with that Joey Clark guy and that Eddie Bader guy. And what do y'all even mean by the score? I still get people that ask me that. What do y'all mean? What's the score? I'm like, well, to know, you got to go see Michael in person.
Right.
Well, good. Well, you know, the cool thing about what we do today is, you know, model for model, we're going to have the same price as the box stores do. So, you know, you may pay more for Michael Jacks to do the right installation. And it took us a little while to figure out how some of them price everything. You know, they'll charge you to deliver the TV.
Yep.
They charge you to cut somebody to come out and hook it up to Wi-Fi, and then somebody else does the install and everything. Whereas with us, we have one guy, and he goes out there, he delivers, installs, and connects, and programs. And it's a one and done,
There you
which
go.
makes everything better for the customer. You know, everything gets handled in one afternoon or one morning, as opposed to it may be a 3-day process trying to get things delivered and coordinate those 3 or 4 people that need to get it done for them, where we're lucky that we just have one guy that goes out and does what he's supposed to do and makes everybody happy.
Oh, and I've seen him do it with my own eyes. Like, he gets the job done well. Well, I appreciate it as always, Michael.
All right. Thank y'all. Y'all have a great day.
You too, brother.
I think we got a little time. Urbanite, I'm going to break my rule. You're calling back. What's up? You apparently have a good point.
And thank you. And thank you for being so gracious about it, because I am breaking a rule. The guy, I think it's Scott, who talked about how, you know, the water park and all that. I have to wonder if when they look in the mirror, they think of all the things they do around here, from the zoo to the tennis courts to the things that in a lot of places don't have or have available at affordable prices. And it's about quality of life. You know, I'm used to living in bigger cities where you just go down the street and do what the hell you want because it's there in town with you. And until the Montgomery learns that we have to develop these things in this area, it's always going to be a boring place to live. And unfortunately, we can't afford to be Prattville and Pine Level and all these places because there's too many people that have to have something to do.
Well, I appreciate the point, man.
We want to remain a tourist attraction.
Yeah.
Well, I got to run. I got to hit the top of our break. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, overnight.
Let's hit this again. Jared Hudson, candidate for United States Senate, should be calling in after the break.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. President Trump says he intends to shorten the 50-day deadline he gave Russian President Putin to reach a deal that ends the war in Ukraine. His announcement comes as the Ukrainian Air Force said Russia fired another overnight barrage at Ukraine. The president says he will give Putin 10 to 12 days from Monday. That means he wants peace efforts to make progress by August 7th through the 9th. Police say multiple people have been shot at a casino in Reno, Nevada. A suspect is now in custody. Forecasters say Iona rapidly strengthened into a hurricane in the Central Pacific and is expected to continue trekking toward the west over warm, open waters well south of Hawaii. On Wall Street, the Dow is dropping 127 points now. This is SRN News.
It's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys, and I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia. I got a tour of their headquarters. I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for
Rich
something.
Thomas Weather is brought to you by McPhillips Schimbaum.
My name is Aaron Luck, a partner with the law firm of McPhillips Schimbaum. If you or someone in your family has been seriously injured by the negligence of someone else, call me directly.
262-1911. Rich Thomas Weather.
Oppressive heat, I would use the word dangerous heat. Sunshine in abundance today, rain chances just about zero, as close as you can get. With the high temperature today and Tuesday, 98 to 100, heat index 105 to 110, just crazy levels, dangerous levels. Lows at night, it doesn't cool off much, 78. I think scattered random storms will return to the radar on Tuesday and Wednesday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray to Publix.
1819 News with Andrea Tice.
Good afternoon. For Andrea Tice, I'm Carl Brady. The Gulf Shore City Council will consider extending an agreement with Hangout Music Fest LLC and approving festival dates for the next 2 years. City officials say they were considering the future of the festival based on how the operation was conducted this year. Concerns included noise, waste, traffic, and the impact on the quality of life for residents. Gulf Shores received positive feedback from residents following the completion of multiple surveys.
Some of the greatest blessings is just having the people that care about you, to have someone that's just going to love you and make you feel important. They encourage you to be in church. They encourage you to be in prayer. They encourage you to be in your Bible. Now it's a part of my day every day. My house parents planted seeds in me that you can see where those seeds have sprouted in my life and helped change my life.
Big Oak Ranch, a Christian home for children needing a chance.
Three of Alabama's Gulf Coast mayors are in Washington, D.C. today for meetings with Senators Tommy Tuberville and Katie Britt. Orange Beach Mayor Tony Kinnan, Gulf Shores Mayor Robert Kraft, and Foley Mayor Ralph Helmick are expected to discuss topics like responsible regional growth, infrastructure needs, and long-term environmental sustainability. Senator Katie Britt has joined Senator Bill Hagerty of Tennessee and a bipartisan group of Senate colleagues to reintroduce legislation that aims to impose restrictions on any country within the Western Hemisphere that unlawfully seizes U.S.-owned assets. The bill responds to efforts by the Mexican government to take control of a deepwater port owned by Birmingham-based Vulcan Materials Company. For 1819 News, I'm Carl Brady.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Welcome back. Final hour here of the program. And as promised, joining us over the phone, we have a candidate for United States Senator, Jared Hudson, joining us. Sir, how you doing today?
What's up, brother? I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, flying through the day. It's one of those days where I like having a job inside. I guess I don't like the heat. So
there you go. I hear you, man. I'm just the opposite of you, man. I find myself working inside a lot of times, but I prefer to be outside on the range doing what I love to do, which is dealing with guns and catching bad guys. You know how it is.
Oh, here. Now, like for folks who don't know you, again, folks talking to Jared Hudson. He's now a candidate for United States Senate to fill the seat that Tuberville is vacating, running for governor. For folks who don't know you, give them the 101.
Yeah, man. So what I primarily do is I'm the CEO and founder of an organization called Covenant Rescue Group. We train local law enforcement and federal law enforcement on how to target individuals who are buying and selling kids for sex. So we primarily work child exploitation. We also work counter trafficking, which would be of age people. That would be your adult sex work industry. And then finally, we also do it with partnering on the juvenile probation officer stuff in our state is what it would be called, but partner with DHR organizations like that to find at-risk juveniles that are at risk for being trafficked. So that's our primary focus. I also run a company called the Shooting Institute, where I still teach for the SEAL teams. I still teach for all branches of military and local, federal, state law enforcement. So that's what I do full time. That company's called the Shooting Institute.
Now, on the Covenant Rescue Group, of course, I was talking last week with 1819 News' Erica Thomas about this latest arrest in this awful dungeon, for lack of another term, in Bibb County. When you see stuff like this, I mean, how unusual is this particular type of case, or is this sadly, tragically, par for the course?
I would say, sadly, it's par for the course. Now, with that being said, you mentioned this dungeon. Honestly, it is not necessarily a dungeon. It's people that are known, or the offenders are known to the victims. So all these people in this case know each other, and it was a tip. It was a tip that the sheriff's office said they got. Hey, we think this might be some child abuse going on here. They go in to check it out, and they find out that it's a little bit more than what they thought. In this case, being kind of a child trafficking ring. One of the statistics that we run off of: 93% of the victims know the offenders. 46% of those offenders being somebody that the child knows, but 37% being a family member. And in this case, it covered both. The mother was involved, or mothers that were known to multiple children were involved, and people who the kids knew, i.e. mother's boyfriend, friends in the area. So that's kind of the normal shake. It's not always what we see on TV or what's reported.
Now, how did you decide as you got, carrying on with life, like this is what you want to devote your life to and helping to stop this?
Man, so when I was in the SEAL teams, that's where I, went to at age 19. I went on a mission trip with my church. At 18, I was a firefighter, went on a mission trip with my church, and the Lord just kind of, led me down a road after some things I saw in Africa where, hey, I want to, serve my country, but I want to be able to do something about some of the things we saw overseas. He opened the doors for me to become a SEAL. I worked as a SEAL when I got out of the SEAL teams. I got into law enforcement, and in law enforcement is where I really saw what stateside human trafficking looked like. Obviously went to combat and served this country. Saw a lot of terrible stuff in combat, but it was stateside law enforcement that really opened the doors for me to work in human trafficking. Finished my MBA, got out of full-time law enforcement, started the company, and really started working with a company called Operation Underground Railroad. And when we did that, we really started seeing what human trafficking was. And so we started the organization in 2018. 2019 got our 501c3 status, and here we are.
Now, are y'all actually involved with active raids, or is it more a supplemental support, maybe all of the above?
No, all of the above. So we call it a ground branch or a Green Beret model, where our goal is to go in, we train the local agency on how to effectively target that 7%. Remember I said 93% is known to the offender.
Right.
Well, we want to be able to target that 7% that's unknown to the offender so we can find that 93% more easily. Like I was telling you, it's
still there, Jared?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
It's sadly not unusual, the case you're seeing in Bibb County. It's just how can local law enforcement proactively go after it as opposed to reactively going after it. And that's what we teach them how to do. We teach local law enforcement how to successfully, proactively go after these individuals that are buying and selling these kids. But once we teach them how to do it, we set up an operation with them so we can show them that, hey, what we just taught you, it is successful, or it can be successful.
And, on the other side of after somebody is caught doing, I think last week I had trouble reacting to stuff like this because I think it is just pure evil. The idea being like, I want to destroy something innocent. It's just the most evil thing I can really think of. What sort of punishment? What if, say, somebody found doing this sort of evil, depraved thing? What should our laws be in regards to these folks?
Yeah, I mean, right now we have laws that would put these perpetrators in jail forever if convicted of human trafficking. Right? And I think some of them have been charged with it. That being said, I mean, dude, I'd love to say report the parking lot for the firing squad.
Yeah.
The problem is, I mean, seriously, I mean, I've gone overseas and shot people for less than what they're doing with some of these kids. That being said, what our legislature go for it. I think that they should revisit some of the, I don't know, what's the word, some of the wording, some of the rhetoric that's been pushed for the death sentence for, individuals that mess with kids, or exploit children. I say mess with kids loosely, right? In this case, it depends on what that aspect looks like. With that being said, I don't know if we could get that through, at least at the state level. At a federal level, I think that it would be good to look at too. But once again, with the stomach for 100 senators, in my case, when I'm running for it, would it be, would they want to move forward with legislation like that? But I think that that's something we could definitely look at, and I think that that'd be the way to go. I mean, just smoke these fools that are doing these kids, and it would be a whole lot better than paying to keep them in jail forever.
And again, folks, we're talking to Jared Hudson. He is a candidate for United States Senate. And on this note, I've always abstractly thought, oh, this is awful, this is evil, this is depraved. I recently, about almost 2 years ago now, became an uncle. Just got to go visit my little niece and see my brother. And it's all of a sudden becomes much more real what you just said about the firing squad of like anybody messed with that little girl. I don't really care what the law is. And I think that's where I think any normal person is coming from on this.
Yeah, I mean, I've got 3 daughters at home, and most people that I'm talking to have got kids. Our job is to protect our children, and when we hear about individuals doing this, it kind of gets that, that righteous indignation up.
Yeah.
The problem that exists is vigilante justice doesn't work in a first world country, so we do have to push our legislators to go forward with, hey, this is really what we need to do. One of the biggest issues is that, I hate to say it, but we definitely need some tort reform for some damages. I mean, we've got defense attorneys that will literally sit out there and throw darts at some of the cases that law enforcement agencies make that let these guys walk free when you really have a bad guy on it. On the other end, we have a lot of people that a lot of guys that don't do anything, a lot of women that don't do anything to get charged with it. And what it is it's a domestic situation that, somebody's just upset. Some Karen's like, oh, this guy over here is doing this to kids. In reality, he's not. Or this lady's doing this to her kids. In reality, she's not. So, you have to make sure that this is what's going on. In Bibb County's case, it seems like what's going on, and we definitely want some, man, if we can make it where they have some heavier sentencing, that would be great. Death penalty would obviously be huge.
And now, in terms of just the general campaign, I know we got a long way to go before the primary next year, but how's the campaign going so far?
Oh, as far as the campaign for U.S. Senate, that's on the other side of what we're doing, man. It's going great. We're getting a great response. The biggest thing that I have to offer is I'm not a career politician. This is not what I normally do. It's not political ambition. It's truly a heart of service, and far too many times, we have, men and women stepping into these roles where it's just kind of like the normal ladder they climb. Hey, I did this, as a state level politician, or I did this at a level where the next step senator, the next step, governor, or whatever it was. I'm truly outside that. It really is service. How can I better serve my nation? How can I better serve my state? So what I tell people and what's been resonating is, hey, I'm not a politician who's learning to be a fighter or a warrior. I'm a dude who's actually been to war for this country. I'm a dude who fights stateside with law enforcement that is going to Washington D.C. To teach them or to learn how to govern and teach them how to become warriors.
And I'm looking at where you are, at least on your campaign website, on the issues. And I mean, I agree across the board, whether we're talking cut taxes, unleash energy, slash red tape, make sure President Trump can fire useless bureaucrats here. And one thing it says is codified DOJ cuts into law. I'm a little worried with our current environment that DOJ did some great work, but they're kind of put on a leash. And I'm just trying to get your sense of, like, how focused are you? I'm pretty laser focused on this debt and deficit issue. I think especially for younger generations, including folks maybe not yet born, this is the issue that we have to start tackling now.
Yeah, well, I mean, definitely something we need to tackle now. Here's my big thing. The more government we have, the worse off we seem to be. All right, one of the great things, some of the people that's been in line to get their star IDs, right? Have you gotten your star ID yet?
No.
You haven't got your star ID? All right. Well, it's a hassle if you do. All right. It's an unbelievable hassle just to do that. So if our government's that bad at issuing IDs or going down the DMV and getting a new tag for your car, why would we want them dealing with more stuff? So that's what DOJ has done, is they've actually shown the inefficiency of government. Government's not bad at everything they do, but they're bad at a lot of what they do. DOJ just showed that inefficiency. So I think codifying some of the inefficiencies they found is one important move. I believe the big, beautiful bill laid out some of that. However, we can't throw out the baby with the bathwater, because we still have to have government to deal with major infrastructure things, the protection of our borders. We've had open borders for years. We need to protect our borders. We need national security being dealt with. I mean, there's a lot of things that government can do. However, what do we take in? $4.5 trillion in taxes, yet we spend $6.5 trillion.
Right.
And that's why we need to be effective with the dollars that we bring in. We can't overspend what we do. We have to protect the American people, protect the people of Alabama. So yeah, we need to look at what we're doing and codify some of the things that the Trump administration is trying to do to make government more effective, more efficient.
And shifting gears, and especially because of your service, and I'm always impressed, always interested in like what that service might entail. Maybe one of these days, if you're here in studio, we can get into more detail. But there is an interesting moment, it seems like, right now on the right within the MAGA movement, where there are a lot of folks very hesitant to get involved heavily in any other foreign wars. And you have more, say, the traditional hawkish Republican approach. How do you think through these issues? I'd imagine it all depends on the given war and given situation. But where do you find yourself falling in this moment?
Well, the first thing is I've actually been to war, so I know the cost. You know, I've shot people on behalf of this country. I've lost buddies on behalf of this country. And the last thing that we want to do is put on the ground in a foreign place to be the world police. And it's easy for a lot of these career politicians to do it because they've never done it. Their kids have never had to go and do it. And that's honestly what a senator a lot of times is doing, is signing the dotted line to send your kids to war, send my kids to war. So that's the first thing, is actually having experienced it. Obviously, we don't want our young men and women having to go and fight unnecessarily if they don't have to. On the other side, or for some bureaucrats' pocketbook. But on the other side, if there's an enemy that needs to be taken care of, let's get overseas, let's take care of them, kind of like what Trump just did with Iran, and let's positively impact the world, so that they don't have to deal with the risk of, and our American men and women don't have to deal with the risk of arguing with a tiger while your head's in its mouth.
Well, and one thing I know you're all about is protecting our warriors. And I'd imagine also, especially when people when they come back from home after their service, because I mean, the stats don't lie. The effect of war on the warrior when they come back can be immense in many different ways. I know better than I do. What sort of extra support, what sort of ways can we make sure to look out for our warriors?
Well, I would say the first thing is don't send them to wars unnecessarily. Sort of like what we saw with Afghanistan. We were there doing the job that we're supposed to do. And when you do send them to war, don't bring them home unnecessarily, leaving the job unfinished, when it's all political. So that negatively impacts the war fighter when they're like, that's my biggest question. Why did we go to Afghanistan, and why did my buddies die in Afghanistan? Why did I kill people in Afghanistan if we're literally just going to leave the people in Afghanistan to fend for themselves and give it right back over to the Taliban? So that would be the biggest help, is don't make war political. Get the job done, get home. On the back end at home, when that thing has been done, hey, we had to go to war, we had to kill people, we had to lose people. Let's make sure that we get veterans care they need. One of the biggest things that I've seen is misdiagnosis of PTSD and TBI and mixing those up. Home Base, a buddy of mine runs an organization called Home Base where they deal with that effectively. There's some good brain clinics in Colorado and in California, NICO, that I think that offering 10% of our population, Alabama's veteran population is about 10%. Offering it to the men and women of Alabama is a huge start to say, hey, we're here to help you. We're here to make sure that you have what you need because you serve this country highest levels. Now we want to serve you because you're back at home and you need help, whether it be TBI, mental health, PTSD. That's a good place to start.
Here. Now, I guess this would be the last question. And by the way, when you're in town in the Montgomery area, I'd love to have you in studio, kind of stretch out, do a little longer form if you ever have the time. This last question would be, I'd imagine, especially with the things you've taken on in your life, it's very important, but what role does faith play in shaping, say, how you view politics and how you've directed your own life?
Yeah, man, it's the most important thing about me. I mean, I'm a father, I'm a husband. That would be the most important thing here. Physically, we run great organizations, running for U.S. Senate. All of those are important things. With that being said, what's eternal is more important than what's physical. I'm a born-again believer in the person of Jesus Christ. That means Jesus came, lived a perfect life, died, rose again on the third day for my sins and yours, and it's through him we're set free. So understanding who the person Jesus is and his role as a servant leader, God literally coming to serve man, Matthew 20:28 says that the Son of Man came to serve, not be served, and give up his life as a ransom for many. That's at the forefront of what I believe. And I don't mean to Bible bash people with that. If you don't believe that, that's fine. All I'm supposed to do is tell you, and I believe that that's what oftentimes our government's lacking. Our government wants to elevate themselves as God as opposed to keeping God where he is at the top, and then we, the people, the preamble to the Constitution, that next rung in order, and standing there to serve we, the people, and bringing our issues to the bureaucrats and the political elite in Washington, D.C., not the Washington, D.C. issues, back to our people here in Alabama.
Well, and, we started the conversation, I think, again, talking about some of the most depraved evil and just harming kids, abusing children. And, say you could catch every single bad guy that does the awful thing. You give them a public death. You say, we don't tolerate that. I still don't think that brings justice. It gives back the innocence those kids lose. And I think the only thing that does that is the resurrection. The gospel of Christ, bro. Christ and Christ crucified, the most important thing. You're exactly right. Justice is great, but justice without mercy, without restitution, without reprieve is a lot of times a clanging cymbal or a gong being hit unnecessarily. You have to have both. And ultimately, Jesus, he received what we deserved, and that was death. But so we do see the mercy of God being poured out upon the world in the person of Christ. But we do want to see justice for those who can't seek it for themselves, that being these children that are exploited by evil men in our world. Now, if folks are liking what they're hearing, want to support you in your Senate campaign, or maybe they want to help out Covenant Rescue Group, how can they do so?
Go to HudsonForAlabama.com if you want to look into what we're doing politically. That's the Senate side for what I do full-time and what we're doing to combat human trafficking and the evil we see going on in the world. That's covenantrescue.org, and that would give you some information on what we do and what I'm doing full-time with the human trafficking piece.
Well, I appreciate it. The first time us talking, look forward to meeting you in person, and God bless, sir.
Hey, man, likewise. Thanks for having me on, brother.
Again, folks, it's Jared Hudson, candidate for United States Senate, and also, talk about taking on big things. Like, that is no easy task he's set himself up to help solve. What was your first impression there, Eddie?
He's an energetic guy, that's for sure. It's very passionate. Sounds like he lives by what he says.
And I think we're also kind of on the same wavelength in terms of the politics. Very much so. But anybody that puts their own life on the line, I was talking about that earlier in the show, put your name, put your life on the line to serve the country. I'd imagine in his case, tip of the spear in some instances, if not many. And then, of course, to carry on that work fighting human trafficking, child exploitation. I like him. And, of course, we will have an open invitation to all candidates running for the United States Senate. Of course, would love to talk to the Attorney General of the state, Steve Marshall. But first impression, a very good one there. Again, that's Jared Hudson. If you want to check him out, just look him up, give him a Google, or just Hudson for Alabama. We got to hit this break. Be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. At PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Hi, it's Jonathan Cotton with the Good Feet Store. When your feet aren't properly supported, it can affect your whole body, your back, your ankles. You might be thinking there's no way something as simple as Good Feet arch supports can help me. Well, that's exactly what Bill thought.
My feet would just ache, my back would hurt, my ankles, everything just hurt. And I'd seen the commercial several times before I finally said, I'm going to do this. And I'll be darned if it didn't work. I feel a million times better than I ever did.
Visit the Good Feet Store for a free fitting and test walk. If you want to live free from pain, come visit the Good Feet Store and take the first step towards a more comfortable, healthier you. Wendy's experience might inspire you too.
Since wearing my arch supports from the Good Feet Store, my back pain is gone and my feet don't hurt as much. And as I look into the future without pain, I see myself being even more adventurous, joyful, and full of possibility.
Visit goodfeet.com to book your appointment today.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
This is David Ernest from the Health and Wealth Show. We like to cut up and have fun, maybe poke a little fun at some politicians, but we don't take ourselves too seriously. One thing we do take seriously is your personal finances and your plans for retirement. You can tell by listening, we're a little different. Yeah, we like to have a good time on the radio, but we're dead serious about your financial future and helping you achieve your goals. At Ernest Financial, we're committed to giving you the attention you need. We don't treat you like a number. You're way more important to us. At Ernest Financial, it's about helping you today and preparing you for tomorrow. People call us who are on the verge of retirement, and they know they need a plan for the future. No matter where you are in life, Ernest Financial will help guide your every step towards retirement. Give us a call and let us show you what our individual customer attention can do for your future.
Concerned about your retirement? Call David Ernest toll free at 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-SAFE.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you get a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
I'd like to say that there are more reasonable temperatures on the way, but not right away. I think we'll be in the heat advisory category at least through Tuesday. Even the nights don't cool off much with lots of humidity and the overnight low 78. Tomorrow on Tuesday, I've got us up to about 98 to 100 for the actual high temperature, and the heat index in the crazy 105 to 110 danger range. Now, I think spotty, scattered, random storms will start to pop up on Tuesday and Wednesday afternoon and evening, and that may help a few lucky towns. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1, WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. It's 334-272-9228. We haven't had to play a single clip today. I'm trying to do less of that.
Yeah, less clip.
I mean, unless it's like a really juicy one. But Trump addressed the whole Epstein thing for like 5 minutes straight at his golf course there, his club.
Did you see him cheat yesterday?
He cheated? I didn't see this.
I don't know anything about golf. I saw the headline Trump cheated, so I watched the video. And the guy moved Trump's ball, made it kind of appear.
The guy moved his ball?
Yeah, I don't know what the guy's called. Maybe it was his caddy.
It was his drop?
Yeah, it kind of did a drop.
Okay.
Which, again, it bothers me? Absolutely zero. But I've heard enough people
is it cheating if you then add a stroke?
I don't even know.
Like, are we looking at the scorecard as they did this?
I don't even know. I thought it was hysterical that they're looking for something so bad for Trump. We're going to watch him play golf. And then, he cheated.
And speaking of golf, just watched the Happy Gilmore 2.
Oh, I watched it too this weekend.
What'd you think?
I gave it a 7.9 out of 10.
It's a mess. It's a little over the top, but I kind of like the nods. It wasn't too heavy on the nostalgia.
But it did. I liked some of the pullback. Did you notice Eminem in the movie?
Yes.
I didn't until I see the video. I had to go back and watch it again.
It was great. And I thought one thing they really nailed are the brothers.
Yes.
The brothers were hilarious. One is a wrestler named MJF. Yeah.
All right. Answer me this, and you might not know. Was it his real daughter in the movie? Because it looks,
I don't know.
To me, it looks a lot like a picture I've seen of her before. But the brothers killed me. I love that. That was
the brothers
hysterical.
were hilarious. No, and it kept the heart of the original one where it's about helping a family member. The sight gags, the over the top stuff, the reoccurring jokes of how like everything is a flask.
Yeah.
Like everything is okay.
I don't know. I enjoyed it.
Or the guy with the awful bad breath.
Oh yeah.
Or like where he breathes into a sensor and it goes fart detected. Yeah, right. Like Haley Joel Osment. That is the bad guy.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's him.
When I first saw in the first flash, I thought that was Carrot Top. I knew it wasn't, but I was like, he's so ugly. He looks like Carrot Top.
Yeah, and by the way, I love how they use Shooter McGavin.
Oh, I did
how
too.
he's in a loony. He's in a loony bin.
And he comes around.
And what if he shows up wearing that gold jacket? Gilmore.
I did. I enjoyed the movie. I really did. And it was some silly laughs, but it was well.
Yeah, it wasn't an amazing movie. Wasn't as good as the first one, but I don't think they tried. They more made it kind of a spectacle and a lot of fun. A lot of great cameos.
A lot of good cameos.
For certain, a lot of top golfers in it.
Like, I didn't even think about the
Freddie
golfers.
Couples.
But you can always
is that
tell
Jack Nicklaus
when they go to act. It's like
is that Ernie Els? Like what?
Yeah.
I was kind of all the '90s golfers were coming back to me.
Yeah,
man. Anyway, let's go to Papa B. Hey,
Papa
B.
Well, if raise your hand if after watching Happy Gilmore, you tried to hit the ball with the driver like he does.
No, I learned that in the first one. Yeah, I learned the lesson there.
It doesn't really work very well.
Nope.
At least it didn't.
Not for me.
But I did try. I thought, well, I'm not good at this game. Let me see if I can do it at this point.
I suck at golf.
Yeah, no. I'm good at part of it, the part that involves drinking. Other than that, I suck at it.
What's weird for me, and I'm not a golfer, okay, but I play the first 9 like I'm a genius. I trounce my brothers and my cousins who they golf regularly, but that back 9, I start thinking about it too much.
Mm-hmm.
I psych myself out or something. It's like I've never even taken a golf club. Is crazy.
Plus, there's that guy in the back 9 constantly going, "Yeah, jackass!" Like, yeah.
That's bad. Oh man, it is definitely a psychological game, dude. There's no question about it. So I'm going to mention a name here that I mentioned a few years back, and you won't know who it is right at first. But I would say, it's like one of those things you have to look deeply into the matter, as the Bible says.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there was a little guy, his name was Devontae Hart, and he was in the Ferguson. He was Ferguson fame. He was the little guy, cute guy with the little hat on that hugged the cop in the middle of the Ferguson riot.
Yep, mm-hmm. I do remember that.
You remember that guy? And everybody was like, "Oh, that's such a touching." And it's about the police, and black folks or whatever getting along. We're trying to make everybody get along. That was not what that was about. And I knew it. I mean, I just had this gut feeling that was a cry for help right up front. Because as it turns out, now I was right, the Hart family, if you want to call them that, was a very troubled family. Mm-hmm. Devontae was adopted, I believe, or a foster kid or something of that ilk. And the two, quote unquote, parents had all these kids lined up at various ages. Okay. And one of the pictures that they had of this family was really weird. Being at Ferguson to begin with for that family, they had to be part of CrowdStrike. Okay. They were paid to be there type thing. Okay. But one of the pictures that, comes up is they would dress for occasions, I guess, to be at parties or something. If you remember Dr. Seuss, Thing 1, Thing 2, Thing 3, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And they had them all dressed up, these kids and the two parents, as Thing 1, Thing 2, Thing 3. And I'm like, it's night, what is going on here? Renting themselves and their children out for parties. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty creepy. But anyway, it later turns out that the two parents drove themselves and their kids off a cliff in California, killing themselves and all the kids. And Devontae's body was never found. Never found. Something was going on with that group of hoodlums. You can just about you can guarantee it. Something really bad. And I surmise that there might very well have been some trafficking going on.
Mm-hmm. Sure, it's the Hart family, or is it the O'Doyle family?
Well, he was named Devontae Hart, so I don't know about his, foster parents and everything. As I was looking it up just before I called, it said the Hart family, so I just went with that. But you'll have to look,
I was just referencing another Adam Sandler movie, O'Doyle Rules.
Oh.
That's how they met their demise, off a cliff.
Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, not good. And you see that kind of thing and you just wonder, like, there's something happening. But I'm telling you what, now President Trump said when he was asked about that, 300,000 or 500,000 kids that were missing, if you recall, they asked him about it. He said they're probably dead. They're probably dead.
Well, Tom Homan just did an interview with Stephen A. Smith. He said he's found 13,000 of the missing. Most of them are fine. They're good. They have about 40 plus criminal cases, though, that did involve forced labor, human trafficking, and sex trafficking. So they are finding a lot, and they're fine, but there is a number that is certainly being abused in the shadows.
I'm telling you, though, there are people that will actually sell their kids into that kind
of. Oh, sure.
I mean, that just
crazy.
Well, what was that kid's name on Home Alone? What was that guy's name?
Macaulay Culkin?
Right. He virtually was sold, and you look back at his story, and his parents basically sold him into it.
Sure.
And he's a mental ward kind of patient now with all the stuff he's been through. I don't know what all he's been through, but it doesn't sound good. So, I mean, it's just.
Well, you see a lot of that, especially in entertainment. Mm-hmm. Like, think of the Jacksons.
Yeah, oh yeah. Michael Jackson and Steven Spielberg. He hated Steven Spielberg. He never did say why, and never did really come out, but it can't be good, bud. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway. All right, guys. Well, listen, I hope that justice does come for some of these folks. I mean, it's just, it's like a punch to the gut every time I start thinking about this kind of thing. Yeah. I want to find something and hit them in the head right now with, a 2x4 or something.
Yep.
A walking tall moment.
Indeed.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good one.
See you, man.
No, and thank God for people like Jared Hudson. Thank God for the folks in law enforcement.
Right.
That really put their butts on the line. And have to, in times, I'd imagine, bite their tongue.
I'm sure.
As they have to, gain leads and information before they can ever do a sting. Like, I'm sure you have to, that person you're talking to is the worst ever, and you have to contain it. Yeah, I mean, I agree earlier with the point Jared made. Is like vigilante justice would create all sorts of problems. And he is right, because it is such an awful thing. The accusation is used as a weapon when it's not true. Obviously, we need due process.
Yes.
But I also very much understand that sense. And it really, talking to my brother, seeing that little girl, I'm like, yeah.
Changes some things, don't it?
Yeah. And I'm sure being the father changes it even more. But yeah, it changes perspective a great deal. Where it ain't hypothetical. It ain't abstract. It's like, no, it's very, very, very real. 272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. Though, I mean, that's how the O'Doyles met their demise. They hit the banana peel.
Yep.
Went off. O'Doyle.
There was actually a real deal banana peel video this weekend of a dude, silly, but he threw down a banana peel on like a tile floor as people were coming into a hotel, knowing someone would fall. And sure enough, like the third person stepped on.
Somebody actually slipped on a banana
stepped
peel.
on. It looked hysterical. And then they got up, look at the banana peel, and they're laughing. They're holding it like, did I just slip?
Yeah, it's such a comic, like slapstick thing. I mean, the main memory for banana peel slippage is Mario Kart.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm like, that happens in real life?
They get to do Mario Kart in Japan, and I think another place they get to do Mario Kart.
Like actual carts?
Yes.
Oh,
and
that's
they block
fun.
off the street and get to do it.
That's a lot of fun.
Dude, I would love that.
Yeah.
I mean, you do it on West Ferry Road too, but I don't think it's legal over here. But over there, they do it. They set up. It's legal.
See, that was my childhood where we had some Mario Kart tournaments within the family. That, and my brother had this nasty habit. Like, you hit the end of a circuit, like 4 races, you're on the final course. I'm about to win. Like, I'm going to beat the blue shell or whatever. And he would just jump over. And he was a young kid, but he'd just hit the reset button, go, ha ha. And it's like, no, no.
That's how brothers get beat up.
Oh, yeah. Apparently, the new Mario Kart's a lot of fun, but I haven't had it in me to try to go. I don't really want to buy the new Nintendo Switch.
Are they expensive now?
The Switch itself's $200-something, if not more. It's not bad. Like, I could afford it. It's just like, it's not a money thing. It's more a time thing.
Yes, I get that.
And it's like, do I really want to? I already got enough that I probably need to be doing. I don't need the
totally
distraction of video games, because you could do that all day, man. All day.
Oh, I know.
Though the crazy thing is, you know how many people are making a living just gaming?
More than I ever thought was even possible.
You don't have to be a big star.
Yeah,
Like,
more
you just
than I
have
ever thought.
you have enough people who are like thousands of followers who subscribe to your little channel, and they just love watching you. And it's actually a brilliant thing, because I remember, like, in some games I didn't really want to play, but I'd watch somebody else play
I've
it.
seen them pack the stadiums with people where they're having the not to be silly, but they're having a contest. They're having a video game arama.
Yeah. No, there was one that I watched, and I had to show it to my grandfather because he's such a baseball guy.
Yeah.
I was at a big thing they called Games Done Quick, where it's like speed running games and like a bunch of nerds, and they're raising money like for cancer, societies and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's a bunch of nerds playing video games. They raise money for good causes. But this one they did was the old Ken Griffey Jr. like NES baseball game, where it's real simple. Like, you hit a button to swing, you hit a button to pitch, you hit the other button to throw it to a particular base, yada, yada, yada. This guy had trained a dog, a Shiba Inu. They'd created a controller that looked like a bunch of food and water bowls around him that the dog would stand in.
Yeah.
And the dog's name was Peanut Butter, because they would use cheese and peanut butter, like hold it up. And so the guy holding the cheese or the peanut butter is looking at the screen, and then he'd bring it down to where the dog would have to hit that pad in order to swing.
Yeah.
Or throw a pitch or whatever. It goes into extra innings. Tie game against the computer. Peanut Butter the dog. Whole auditorium. And then the final, like, it's Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah.
Peanut Butter hits a freaking home run. Walk-off home run wins the game. And it's like, it's so stupid. But you're also like, that's amazing. Stupid dog just did the...
That's pretty neat, man.
Like, how are you spending your time? I've been training my dog to win basic video games.
Hey, breaking no laws like that. Get no
272.
dates either, but that's all right.
922. No, I bet he does get dates. That cute dog?
Cute dogs are. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cute dogs are.
That's where it's at, man.
Well, and it
Especially a
shows
little
also
puppy.
you can take care of something. Like you can show some attentiveness and conscientiousness that ladies are looking for, right?
I don't know. I never thought of it that way, but yeah, you're right. I was just went with the cute, but yeah, I think there's more to it than that.
See, and this is why I have problems. I'm thinking too much. Anyway, this is part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services and their Pest Pro. Ashley and that fantastic team are ready to help you. They've helped Eddie out. They've helped a lot of our listeners out.
They helped me out this, past Thursday. They came up to the lake house, took care of any kind of mosquito issues that we thought we might have. Plus, there was a wasp nest they took care of, knocked that down. They left me sent me an email, said they cleaned out some of the crap that was in some of the downspouts for me. I mean, they did more than they had to do.
And
Joey.
they're now doing it where it's like a monthly plan. So that way it's not like, oh, every time they come out, you're guessing what the bill is going to be.
Because, like, let's say January, I'm not going to do mosquito treatment in January. So come towards the end of the year, I can drop that off, and then I pick it back up as spring comes in.
But I think if you do the full package, you can do basic pest control. But if you do the full package, termites, mosquitoes, fleas and ticks, I mean, it's like what? It's like a water bill.
Oh, exactly.
It's pretty awesome, actually.
Yep. The convenience factor
is
is
taken
huge.
care of. You get to know these folks. They visit on a regular basis, reasonably cost, and they get the job done well.
Do it very well.
So y'all check out Pest Pro Services today. You can always learn more at ppsriverregion.com or just search for Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces. A very active Facebook page. You're always highlighting local athletics, great causes that they're supporting. And that's one thing I love about Pest Pro and Ashley is that not only are they a great business with a great service, they are always giving back to the community.
They do, Joey.
And she even helps out other small business owners. Like she really is just a great person. And of course, you can always call them direct. Make them your pest control company at 265-9990. That's 265-9990. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services. And be sure to tell Ashley and that great team that Joey and Eddie, those fellows on the radio, sent you.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Want that ride that is fun, affordable, and street legal? Check out ETG Outdoors in Montgomery. They have huge discounts on electric golf carts with many brand new units under 10 grand. New and used inventory, financing available, and they service what they sell. ETG Outdoors even provides lithium battery conversions and free delivery with purchase. Whether it's for the neighborhood, the farm, or just fun. ETG Outdoors, 7006 Vaughn Road, or online at etgoutdoors.com. Cruise smarter, drive electric. ETG Outdoors, your ride to freedom starts here.
Hey, this is Ray Bowles of Prattville Carpet. And since we've been advertising on Blue Water, our sales have increased dramatically. Blue Water has a large listening audience that is very faithful to their advertisers, and we greatly appreciate that. If you're thinking about advertising for your business, I would highly recommend Blue Water.
Radio reaches over 90% of everyone in the river region. Shouldn't your ads be out there where your customers are? Call us to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
Lunchtime just got a serious upgrade, Epicure style. We're talking fresh made every day, juicy gourmet burgers, killer meat and 3 specials, and salads that are way too good to just call salads. And don't even get us started on the portions. Big, bold, and worth every bite. Your taste buds, they're about to send you a thank you card. Open Tuesday through Friday, 11 till 3. Bring your appetite, bring your friends, and bring Grandpa. He'll love the $10.99 senior special. Epicure, lunch done right.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Live local talk, the River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Final moments of the program here. Normally we talk to Ray Bowles, but we haven't been able to reach him.
I think Ray is laying some rug.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and at Prattville Carpet, they can literally make you a new rug.
Oh yeah, they can.
Really, with all the great selection out of their carpet, they can make it into a rug, like
Sure
an
can.
area rug, or maybe an outdoor rug. They can also do, we don't talk about enough, the new epoxy floors.
For the garages. Dude, I've seen some of the examples they've done. A beautiful flooring, Joey.
Such an upgrade from just that concrete
It
slab.
is. And you can do any kind of color. I saw one where it literally looked like something from outer space, but that's how they had done it. It looked like you were looking into space.
It feels like the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, where
That's a
it's
good way to
always
put
been
that.
just concrete, whatever.
Yeah.
But now, no, they can make that look great. Of course, traditional hardwood, luxury vinyl plank, laminate products. They have it all there at Prattville Carpet. It all just starts with a phone call, 285-8117. They'll come out, do a free in-home measurement. You'll pick out your product. They'll put it down. Just that simple.
That's pretty easy.
So again, that number, 285-8117. And be sure to tell them when you call them up at 285-8117 that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. Let's go to Gray Rider. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. How about you guys?
Hanging in here like a hair in a biscuit.
Well, I am sitting here ready to hook y'all up. I've got talking about Mario Kart. I can help y'all out.
Oh?
I know for a fact. Jay has a brand new Switch too. He hasn't even taken out of the box.
Oh.
So y'all just walk over to his house and go, "Hey, buddy, this for you," you know. And he can't really play it that well, so y'all can sit there and just blow up Mario Kart World, man.
I like where you're thinking here, Gray Rider.
Actually, yeah. There's
The
something
only
about that.
problem
Nothing
with that
better than play.
is getting Jay to answer the door when he sees the ring camera. It's me and Joey going, "Hey, bud."
Hey, bud.
Just bring a little cake or something. Hey, we got you something. You know, he'll have to open the door.
We got to use that voice.
Yeah. Oh, but of course.
There
Hey,
you go.
buddy.
You got to. Hey, buddy.
Hey,
That's
buddy.
right.
Catch some
Well, good luck.
cheesecake.
Good luck with it.
Thank you, Gray Rider. Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy. Got you some cupcakes. Can I play your Switch?
I heard you got a new Switch.
Mm-hmm. I hear the new Donkey Kong's a lot of fun. They smash things like crazy. Anyway, let's go to Sam. Hey, Sam.
What up, Sammy?
Hey, fellas. I'm enjoying this fine weather that we have.
As long as you like it hot, baby.
Oh my God! I mean, I was just talking to everybody, family. We're all shut down. You know, it's gonna be. You know, it's like I said, you got to play it smart. It's Cruise Fiesta. But here's what I was getting to earlier. I was in Walmart and I saw something and I got to laughing to myself. It had offended me. They've got Halloween stuff out.
Yeah, I got some of the candy today.
Yeah, that's it. And it's like a total. In my mind, it's
only July. Why do they have all the Halloween?
They got me. They put out a Butterfinger
really-
skull, and I love some Butterfingers.
I
By the way,
believe it.
this is not
Yeah.
a Butterfinger. This is just chocolate with some chocolate in it. They got me. But I knew it was going to be fresh.
You bought a Butterfinger skull?
Yeah, because I knew it was going to be a fresh Butterfinger. Fresh Butterfinger is very important. Because it was October stuff, I knew it wasn't from last year. This is going to be the freshest of the fresh. I was wrong.
You know,
dope.
Eddie.
Yes,
Joey doesn't understand. Okay, about the freshness thing.
No, he
You
doesn't.
got-
No, I don't understand the Butterfinger.
It's there. You have to hit that side of stuff while the iron is hot.
Yeah. You just never had a stale Butterfinger.
Well, you
Big
know,
difference.
it's probably for the best because those of us that understand that we have that extra 10 to 20 pounds
Mhm.
to prove it.
Yes, we do.
And Joey can avoid that.
Although
Anyways,
Eddie's down
guys,
at 205,
y'all look,
by the way.
Nice.
I wanted to say though, y'all look great on the stream. Let me get that in.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. As hot as it is, you know, I was able to get a little hate data through. But that's it though. It would, to me, it was like not like a culture clash, but like a seasonal clash. I looked at and I just, it's a great display. Yeah, man, they got all the little dollar toys and stuff, Halloween goodies out. It's just too dang hot.
Amen.
Other than that, I want to go over and see that Fantastic Four, and but it's just hot, man. All right, that's all I got.
Thanks, Sam.
Hey, Sammy.
Yeah, no, I think like sitting here right now, I drank a bunch of stuff like energy drinks and water and ate some stuff, and I got my boots on. I'd be about 205, I think, sitting here right now. But I'm
Still
weighing in more like
5'6", 5'7".
Yeah, sure. 5'10".
Yeah, of course you are.
And it's
5'9" and 3/4.
No, it is. I think 5'10" 3/4. But nobody like you're 5'10", man. Just say 5'10".
Just roll with 5'10".
Yeah,
just roll with that.
But no, I'm weighing in about 200, 201.
That's not bad. I really thought I would be gaining some weight, but yesterday, man, in the heat and all.
Oh, and I can eat though, man. Like I just don't go with Butterfingers. I don't usually go with candy. If I do something sweet, it's going to be more like cookies or ice cream or something like that.
I mean, those are all good things, but the convenience store, there's the new
plan
Butterfinger.
this out.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was going to be fresh.
But it wasn't a Butterfinger. It was
No,
just a
it was
big
like
chocolate
a
skull.
chocolate with maybe some Butterfinger pieces in it, but it was not what I expected. I give it a 2.5 out of 10. Very disappointed.
And on that disappointing note, I guess we should get out of here. Did we learn anything else today?
There's a truce, Cambodia and Thailand.
Nice. We learned about a new Senate candidate today a little bit.
Oh, that's right.
That was good.
Great sounding guy, too.
I like him.
Like to get him in here on the program. Maybe you guys wrestle.
No. He could probably kill me with his thumb.
Hence the wrestling.
Happy hour is next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.